Hello, and welcome to a Call to Dice Advantage Roll. Welcome to our session 8 of our live stream of our Gaia campaign. Unfortunately, tonight, as you can tell, we're one member short. Will, who plays Pip, is unfortunately not very well. So, Will, if you're watching or if you're going to watch it back, hope you get better soon, pal, and we hope to see you next week. And I'm sure the rest of the crew wish you the same.
No.
But joining me tonight, apart from Jaden, who just shook his head. Joining me tonight, funny enough, we do have Jaden playing as Vex. We've got Hubert playing as Grand Lecoq. We've got Amy playing as Arian. And then we've got Jack playing as Vanguard. His death stare. How are we doing, guys? You had a good weekend?
Yeah,
Cushy, mate.
I had a weekend.
I had a
And I hope we had one, whether it's good or not, debatable. And I hope you guys watching and girls had a good weekend too, and are having a great start to your week. I don't think we've got anything that we need to pass on to anyone at the start of the stream. I know we've got a few little announcements to say at the end, but apart from that, as long as you guys are happy, let's dive straight into our session, our campaign. Yeah? Thumbs up? Okay. We'll start with a quick recap of last session because I think I'm going to need it as much as anyone. Last session was a shopping trip. The players, more so than the characters, were looking forward to this shopping trip. I know Jaden was definitely looking forward to getting Vex's bag of low-light gems sold. So, to recap, the party made their way back off the mountain, Dragon Spy Mountain, and to the nice little mountain town of, and I can actually pick up the actual writing of it, Ithorian, which is in the kingdom of Idorian. This mountain town is quite a large town. It sits right on the edge of the border that sits on Dragon Spy Mountain. The party made their way. They left Henry in the capable hands of the Sylvanas Temple, the Temple of Sylvanas Sisters, and went off to the local tavern where they had a good night. Arian, knowing the barkeeps Larry and Barry, they went to. Larry asked for Arian to bring punters in by using her amazing singing vocals and, I would say, very risky dance moves to bring in punters, which actually worked very well. She got up and she sang, and so did everyone else. The night was very fruitful. Beer was going around nicely. Even Pip decided to buy a round for everybody in the bar, which ended up being big barrels of weak cider. But yeah, it was great. I think everyone had a bit of fun with that. Even had a sample of Amy singing, which was extremely good. And if you missed that, watch our last stream because you don't want to miss it. She has got a voice which is worth listening to. And Grand Lecoq got extremely drunk, thinking that he was floating most of the night. So, next morning, the shopping trip starts. The party went to 3 main areas in the city where there were 3 shops. One of them called Sticks and Stones, one of them called Gizzo's Armor and Shields, and the other one was Forta's Arcana. Now, these shops obviously sold specific items. Sticks and Stones, as you can probably guess, was weaponry, swords, and all that kind of good jazz. Gizzo's Armor and Shields says it all, Armor and Shields, and Forta's Arcana was all magical items, potions, and a little bit more miscellaneous stuff. So the party went through, and they were a bit shocked by the extortionate amount that each item cost, especially Vex, who took a very disliking to the amount that things cost. A bit of bartering went here and there, and a bit of trade happened, which is nice. However, what I failed to say, that before they went shopping, Vex and Vanguard did a deal with the local thief guild called the Humming Veil. And they basically asked them to set them up with a contact where they could sell these low-light gems that Vex and Vanguard got off a very trusting person up in Lowlight, the village, or the Thorpe up in the mountains. And yeah, they managed to somehow get contact and sell these Lowlight gems at a very good price. Vex did a very low deal with the Thieves Guild, offering them only, 5% of the commission? And yes, and it went very smoothly. It was a very successful-ish type deal. And yeah, they made a lot of money out of it. So after the shopping trip, they decided to make their way back to the tavern. And that is where we're going to pick up, guys. What I'm going to say is you get back to the tavern and Pip disappears. He leaves a note with the barkeep Larry, who basically brings it over to you. And when you read it, it will basically say, I'm not going to do his voice because I'm not even going to attempt it, but it's that he's going to go check on Mr. Shambles out of the city, because obviously Mr. Shambles is not allowed in the city, Toy Town, and he's going to spend the day with him, feeding him, making sure he's okay. So if you do need him, you can send for him. However, he will be otherwise preoccupied with his pet. But yeah, you make your way to the tavern, guys, and that is where we'll resume campaign. What would you like to do? So you walk in to tavern. It's very quiet. After the heavy night previously, things have quieted down, so things aren't too busy. And yeah, you got rooms for the night, no problem. But yeah, I would say it's late evening. You walk in, tavern's pretty much empty. What do you want to do, guys?
After reading the note, I'll be like, well, I didn't realise that giant spiders required an entire day's worth of maintenance once every, month? So, yeah.
I wonder what goes into spider maintenance. Feels like it'd be quite a niche and specific thing.
We can always ask him when he comes back.
I feel like this is a good plan. I feel like we should get the complete rundown on the exacts of how he looks after Mr. Shambles.
Because then we'll know in case we need to have a, look after Mr. Shambles. And
what if he's unconscious and then we got to take care of a massive spider?
Yeah.
So, Will, if you are watching this, please make sure you have a full detailed explanation for the party next session of how to maintain a giant wolf spider. Sorry, continue.
So yeah, guys, I'm sort of looking around. Is there anyone listening in at the moment, or looking like they're going to be a bit near us?
Just roll me a perception check. First roll of the day.
Oh, D&D Beyond's not. Well, wait, yeah, I'm on the wrong thing. Hold on.
Nice. Nice. The unnatural one.
So you look around and the bar is quite empty anyway. But you have a quick look. You don't think anyone's listening in. But yeah. So no, you don't think anyone's listening in. There is a couple of punters in, but they look like they're happy doing their own business.
But Vanguard, what are you looking around for?
Just making sure that no one's listening in. Clearly, there's no one listening in. So
let's wait. Let's double check before we just to make sure, shall we?
I mean, we have rooms, guys. You can all just come up to my room if you would like, and we can be in the privacy upstairs.
Also a good idea.
Which is what every person said when I suggested that to them.
I think we will take that in for the invitation. Yes.
Cool.
I mean,
to the bedroom.
Good.
So
we'd look pretty cool and shady if we did it in a bar.
We would look pretty cool and shady.
So Arian takes you all up to her room. Yep. And yeah, so you enter your room, and what do you want to talk about, Vanguard? You obviously have a burning question.
So guys, what's the plan for this heist?
Plural.
But it's all of them at once, so it's one big heist.
Yeah, I suppose you could look at it that way.
Well, I still don't know what this heist is about, so maybe explain this first, yeah?
Okay, so basically, Vanguard definitely got ripped off at that other place, and I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that sneaky nature. So I'm gonna use my sneaky nature to exact a little bit of balance. I'm gonna bring some balance to the force. And we're just gonna go steal some stuff. Just gonna go do some big steers. Sure, a lot of stuff, and then we can leave town. I'll be honest, it's not exactly the nicest thing to do. But I will.
Neither's ripping people off, but here we are.
Yo, neither is ripping people off, right? So yeah, so we're gonna go rob a bunch of people blind, even the ones that didn't try and rip us off. Although that woman did ask me for like 14 grand, so she can definitely get stuffed. I'm having that ring.
Should we steal from the
I think you
Thieves
did
Guild
ask
as
for
well?
very.
Well, I'm thinking maybe we get the Thieves Guild involved.
And then steal from them afterwards, like a double cross.
This feels like loose ends.
I don't think we should double cross a Thieves Guild because that doesn't give me a very good reputation. I think we should work with them, pay them to do something else whilst we do the main bit of robbing over somewhere else. So they cause like a distraction, and then they purposely like mess it up, and then they can get out on the run, and then all the guards or most of the guards go over there, and then we thieve on like the other side of town where all those shops were.
But Mr. Vex, you are very sneaky, yes?
Correct, I am very sneaky.
Well, why would get other people involved? Wouldn't that just for risk?
It's all about safety. It's all about precautions. It's all about backup plans. Plan A, B, C, all the way through to double Z. It's all about making sure you know exactly where to go when things go wrong. And so I always like to prepare for every circumstance. First circumstance, too many guards. Plan, get rid of him with a distraction. Second circumstance, witnesses. Plan, stab. That might be a bit too evil. Maybe we can knock him out. I don't know. Depends how.
I'm not a
how
huge fan of killing witnesses, to be
Depends
honest.
how much they irk me.
But are there so many guards that we need a distraction?
I mean, it's a fairly big town. I assume there's some. I mean, it never hurts to have a distraction. I reckon the Thieves Guild, especially if they're going to get some money, we might even get on the good side of them. Maybe they can truck us some favour in the future. You know.
Surely the Thieves Guild would be quite expensive. We could hire a bunch of local teenagers to just go and cause a ruckus somewhere.
We
You know,
could
Take over some
hire.
market stores,
We could hire a bunch of urchins.
spray
to-
paint some stuff.
Spray
Well,
what?
we do.
What the fuck is spray paint?
Oh, it's like paint, but you just spray it all over the walls.
I see. Throne paint. I see.
If you want to call it that, yeah, that's boring.
We could.
Um,
we could hire some paint throwers.
Well, I don't know, but we do have a big spider that use as well for a distraction, yes?
I mean, yeah, but he's not allowed in town, and also he's like the only big spider around, so they know that he belongs to us because they've already seen the big spider with us.
That was going to be my other question. How are we planning on making sure that they don't immediately try and search for us, or we get barred from this town because we've all asked about the things we're planning on stealing today?
Only Vex did. Only he would get barred.
Also, there are many different ways to go about stealing something. First off, I reckon I can steal that ring literally just by appearing as the Kenku. Going in, asking for it back because I've already established that it's broken, and then she'll just give it me back and I can leave. Like that. I'm not robbing her. She was going to give the money away to the Kenku guy anyway. I'm robbing this Kenku bastard that thinks 14 grand for a ring is a good amount. So, I mean, we can do that. Like, we don't even have to include that shop in the heist. I can do that whenever, really. So it's the other stores that we've looked at. What if we blame the other guild? Because we know they're the Humming Veils. We could just leave their insignia around and blame them instead. Go the entire opposite way of working with them and just blame them for shit.
Just put loads of
It
arrows
still
pointing
feels
towards
like we're never coming back to this town again. Then, if as long as we're happy with that,
Do you want? I mean, no. I know you used to work here and stuff. If you want to come back to this town, we can avoid a heist altogether. We don't have to do that.
work is very loose for what I call what I do, and it was just I happens to be here for a week and happened to get drunk enough every day that I may have forgotten how long I was here for before I moved on. But he was a dick, and he was charging way too much for a glorified sword. So I'm a-okay with heisting.
What if we consult the gods and then we'll see? Like, would it be easier for us to do a heist, or would it be easier for us to go do something else? If we consult the gods about it, maybe they'll tell us which they prefer us to do.
I don't feel like this is in the hands of the gods. I feel like we, as a collective, should make a decision.
Understandable.
I think if we're going to do it, go big or go home. We need to decide exactly what we're hitting. We need to hit it all in one night, and then I think we need to Scarpa.
Cool. Is everybody? How are we letting Pip know that we've left town?
Wait, we could contact Pip. Could be the ultimate distraction. Think about him. He doesn't stop talking. He has a giant spider which no one wants in the town. We just have him walk in and just start a conversation with like 50 people.
Send Pip to the other side of town with the spider. He can cause a bit of a ruckus out of the way. Then we don't even need to pay anyone. Or maybe we do. Maybe we have like 2 distractions. And it's just one of those nights for the guards.
Okay, so here's my thought. Why do we need a distraction?
So
that's what I say, yes.
Protection
We
is there
can
on
do
the
sneaky.
items that means we need a distraction.
Well, my thinking is, in case something does go wrong, I don't think it will, because I reckon we can probably do a lot of just sneaking through the back of the store, grab the items we want, and then leave. My thinking is, in case something does go wrong, and the guards do get called, what we don't want is a lot of guards to come our way. What we do want is for guards to be distracted elsewhere, so none are actually free to come and deal with us.
Okay.
And if I've watched a lot of plays, and I have watched a lot of plays, a distraction in one area is always good for the thieves in another area.
Misdirection. I like it. Scott, just a real quick question.
Yes.
How much do I know of like guard presence in the city? In the town? Is it sort of like
So you-
actively patrolled like at night? Like there's lots of regular rotations, or is it more a case of there's like a couple of main ones, or do they not actively like patrol the sort of the inner workings of the town?
Okay, so just do me a history check just to see how much you can recall from your time being here.
15.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So you think back and you think, you have been here a while. So you would have seen the comings and goings of guards. And in your line of work, you probably would know, you made note of this. So you know if something was to happen, you know who to go to. And also if something bad was to happen, how the fuck to get out. So I would say that you would know that the presence of the guard here is random. It's not uniform. It's not very. There's no similar routes they take. Because they're in a mountain, they do have a higher level of security, purely because of the threat of rocks, giants, and more activity from monsters than what they would have if they're more inland. So so basically, as their main guard is Dragonborn. They are quite well trained, the Dragonborn soldiers. The militia is a mixture of Goliaths and dwarves. They aren't as good, but they're still quite tough. You would know, I guess, there is probably around, at the moment, let me just roll to see how many active there are. This is not.
70.
Okay, so there's not that many. That's how many would be in garrison, but that's not how many are active. So from that, I'm going to do. So I would say you've got about 20 guards who are actively around the town, whether they are at the front gate, on the walls, or patrolling around. You've got about. Okay, the only area I'd say that they are the most active are the exit and entrances are the first one. So the exit and entrance from the mountain and to the mountain, that's always guarded, always, and it's always closed and only opens when people arrive. The entrance and exit that goes to the Kingdom of Dorian, that is an open gate. It only ever closes if there's signs of trouble. But that's always got a guard presence there. The rest of them patrol randomly. They just walk around, the town, and they're normally in groups of 2 to 4.
So they're more concerned really about stuff coming in than stuff going out. Predominantly creatures like rocks or anything that lives in the surrounding area. Then.
Yeah, you would probably say with that history check, predominantly they are going to be more focused to the east gate, which is the gate near the dragon spine, because that's the main threat. Because where they actually are located on geographically, they're actually quite like in the middle part of the Kingdom of Dorian. If you look at them on the board, like they're in the middle, so they haven't got any threats from either side. So, yeah.
Arian, are you telling us all that, or are you keeping that information to yourself?
I'll probably explain it, but not as intellectually, and basically just say that the Dragonborn Guard are the things we need to be most concerned about. I think we're probably all aware of that with our little meeting with What's His Chops when we first got here with Mr. Shambles. To be honest, I don't know whether distraction is necessarily needed.
So
they don't have regular routine.
Yeah,
small
but
groups
that would work in our favour for a distraction. So if they don't have a regular routine, then they don't have quadrants that they're expected to guard, which means any distraction, any guard will start running at it, meaning they'll go away from wherever they are.
But they'll also not be found down. So if we want to get out on the same day, then we need to not have a distraction, because as soon as they feel under threat, they'll shut the gates. So we need a clear exit out. I think a distraction would be good if we feel like our exit strategy is under threat, and if we are close to a gate but can't get out of it for whatever reason, then we need to cause a distraction to pull the forces away from the gate we're trying to get through. I think that's a good shout, but I think just for the main plan A, I don't think a distraction. I think it should be like a last resort kind of thing.
Have we seen the guards like whilst we were walking around town? Do I know what they look like?
The guards?
They kicked Mr. Shambles out, didn't they?
Oh yeah. So we've seen them.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking if we can get some guard armor, assuming it's special armor and not just like leather shit, I could also pass as a guard, which would then help us out later on in the game. That's meta as fuck. Which would potentially help us out later in the heist. There we go. That's not meta at all. Which would be good in case we do get caught. Then I can be a guard and say, "Oh, I'm just checking around here," or "Oh, yada yada." Assuming they do have like a special uniform rather than just it's leather armor or it's metal armor.
So the Dragonborn, which you met, they do have a special. They are more armored, and they tend to have like the Dorian colours, which is like greens and purples. So they are different. They are differentiated. They stand out differently than the militia, because they are, with the Kingdom of Dorian, a bit of lore about them, that their military predominantly is female Dragonborns. That's their military. Their warriors are female Dragonborns. Do get a few males, but their higher ups, their captain and their officers are all female Dragonborns. So if you were to see any other soldiers that were any other races, then that would be highly unusual, but not unheard of.
And the militia, do they act like a guard as well, or is it just the Dragonborns that do patrols?
Dragonborns mainly do the patrols. Militia are more for if something is to happen. They will it's like your reservists call to arms and they pick up whatever's.
Cool.
So guys, what I want to ask you now is 2 things. What's Cock doing?
Well, Lecoq doesn't really know much about Heist. He's just listening in on this marvelous plan Miss Erin and Mr. FX are cooking up,
So what's Cock's kind of feeling on stealing from people that they don't know?
Well, my mother has a lot of gold, and I don't think she worked for it, so Yes, I think it's okay. Like they try to rob us from coin, and now we do the same back. So it's like what Mr. Effect said, balance. Yes.
Okay, like it. So, that with that then, how do you want to plan this? Like, this is take yourselves context out of character now. How do you want to plan this? Do you want to plan this as in you want to do it tomorrow, tonight? Do you want to do it during the night, during the day? Are you going to potentially observe places, or how do you want to play it? This is more mechanical. How do you want to play it? And then we can dive in.
I guess it's, well, at least for me, it'd be like setup period where we do things that allow us to prepare, then the heist, then the running the fuck away. So like kind of 3 blocks. But obviously, if people want to do it another way, that's fine. But the way that I kind of pictured it would be we spend some in-game day or days, whatever, like heist prep for whatever we plan. Then we actually run the heist itself, and then we, however that ends, we then kind of run with that to leave the town. Unless anybody else had a better way of doing it.
Maybe it's a good idea to use the sword that's been laid apart for Aaron. To actually buy that, to get suspicion from us, just steal back the gold. That's just in case we need to stay in town after the heist.
We could do that, and
Suspicion.
then instead of like running out with all
won't
the
be
stuff.
at, yeah.
Sorry. You can't. Instead of running out with all the stuff, we just stash the loot and come back for it at a later time, and then just act normal.
Depends how much we're stealing, because if we're only going for like the very like, because we don't want to just grab a load of shit that we're never going to need and then try and sell it, because that would be a nightmare. Like you only really want the items that you're going to need, or the items that you're going to be able to sell off fairly quickly. I've been in the business a while, boys. I know what. So yeah, so it'd be a case of, are we going in for gold? Are we going in for the items? Which is probably what what Vex is more interested in. Are we going in for both? Like what it depends what people want, I suppose, from the caper.
I think both. Go big or go home, as Arian said.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We all understand that is actually quite an evil thing to do. No matter how I like try and whiff it, that is kind of evil. And although I do that as a job, Vex does that as a job before anyone gets that wrong or something. Forget, we're not currently in character. Vex does that as a job, and so that kind of fits. Obviously, I don't want people like messing with their alignments if they don't want to, just for the fun of a heist. Like, it is generally quite a mean thing to do, even if people are dicks. So as long as you're all okay with that on an alignment level, then I'm good. I'm good. But obviously, if you're not,
Well, like I said, Cock's mom has a stash of gold. Not acquired on a good basis, I think. So I think he's pretty okay with it.
Cool.
Yeah, Eri's got her reasons for why she's okay with it, but she's pretty okay with it. Her main focus is more the sword, because she feels jilted from just how he handled the whole situation. If you guys want to chuck other stuff in on top of that, as far as she's concerned, it's not really on her conscience. She's involved in part of it, but she's not physically taking the other stuff. That's your choice. So, but it's if you're going to do it. Yeah. Don't mess about with a car. We'll just like do a little. No. If you're going to do it, commit to it and actually see your actions through. That's kind of where her head's at. So
cool.
I won't be able to carry anything.
We'll be carrying you as per usual, mate.
Vanguard just believes in survival of the fittest, so that's fine. The only question is Pip.
Fair enough. Pip is not involved.
Pip has left. Cool.
Fair enough then, no worries.
Everyone good for the setup, delivery, run away.
Okay, so guys, if you are going to take longer than a day, Pip is going to take some vacation with Mr. Shambles and do a week-long maintenance on him. He probably will return and he will have a drink with you guys. You probably tell him what the plan is, what the idea is, and I'm not going to play Pip. I'm not going to play Will's character for him and not trying to guess what he would do. he probably would have something that his mother would have told him about stealing from others. I'm sure his mother would have slapped his tushy if he did. So I'm going to go on the assumption that Pip would probably prefer to sit out, if possible. Will, if you watch this and it's wrong, I do apologise, but tough. You're sitting
Will
this out.
messages like, "No, motherfucker, I'm all for this. What are you doing?"
Why?
Will's already gone off and stolen everything else anyway.
Midnight, Mr. Shambles like upside down on the ceiling with Pip like,
Dun, 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 dun.
Brilliant.
brilliant.
So yeah. So guys, you're happy that this is what you want to do? Not a problem. So, are you going to do it over a course of number? This is what I need to know. How many days is this going to take over? Like, how many days do you want build up, and are you going to do it all on one night? And if so, tell me how many days you want to plan it over, so we can role play this.
Okay.
So for me, it's going to take a week because I need to be able to buy that sword.
Mhm.
And I said it's going to take me a week to do it. I think a week should hopefully give us enough scouting time. If you did want to get backup armor from the guard just in case, then that should give us a reasonable enough window to require it. Or if you wanted to just find out more about the militia or whatever for our one of our exit strategies, and then I guess to scope out how they actually store their stuff, because we had a little gander in the store, but to actually then figure out sort of after hours how they lock up, like what's the visibility like from like other stores or streets, or like are there lots of like braziers nearby, all that kind of stuff. But it also, I guess, gives us an alibi to a certain extent as well, because people will see me grafting to actually then go and pay for at least some of the stuff that we inquired about on the day.
Yeah.
Get jobs.
Yeah, because like things that I want to do are look at each store at night to see kind of what the thing is at night. Look for ways of creating the distractions, for like things for people to go and do, and then avoid kind of like the shopping area. Potentially
Distractions I've got down, mate. That's fine. Takes one shatter or thunderwave and
yeah, true.
jobs are good.
I want to go and speak to the lady at the magic store, because I said that I'd go in, speak to her about her grandkids or something, and say I'm going to go do that, because that then establishes the fact that I'm nice and not looking to rob her, and it also lets me do a bit more recon whilst I'm there. And then I also want to go and then rob her, but as the Kenku, because I don't think we need to like heist that store. I think I can play that off as the Kenku. And like just kind of get that out of the way. Like go and speak to her, see when this Kenku usually visits, whether he's likely to come back. Because what I don't want to do is be mid Kenku cosplay and then he just walk in the door, because that's going to cause some issues. So I need to make sure that he won't actually be coming back. Quite easily just get the ring off her because it's broken, and then I can maybe I can even like give her something else in return to sell off, so it looks like I'm doing the usual Kenku shit.
To be fair though, with the Kenku one, all you need is someone posted outside, so that if he does so happen to turn up mid conversation, that one of us goes in to warn you, and there'll be a simple signal for that.
Yep.
The other person distracts them or delays them enough whilst you're outside, and then you just slip out and slip away.
Yeah. And
it will never get tied back to you, because everyone's seen you in your changeling form but doesn't necessarily know that you are a changeling.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, cool. I never actually went and brought any like regular supplies, so I do just need to grab, although we can do this like a whatever, like during the break or something, just to fill in my inventory with torches and water and shit, in the boring stuff that I really should have done last session and then completely forgot. But we can cover that in the break, so that people are watching and not getting bored of me just going, yes, I would like 3 waters, please. Yes, 4 supplies, yes. 2 candles, yes, thank you. You know, and whatever. So we can cover that at some point. Not a problem. Off cam.
So, is that you pretty much planned out what you want to do? You all happy with that? Yeah.
That's how we're going.
What about the escape?
Mr. Wenger, maybe we can check out our escape route, yes?
Yeah, it's a good shout. We'll do that.
Hmm.
Maybe get some disguises. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Well,
So like,
I would like to be a peacock.
It's brilliant.
yeah. So like a week of planning to do whatever, fetching disguises, locating shit. The night then for the heist, and then after that, well, the night of the heist and the escape, I suppose, would be how we run this.
Yeah, because me and you can handle helping the other two disguise themselves, couldn't we? Either, I guess, with the kit we've already got, or we can get more raw materials.
I
if we
need
need
to
it.
buy a kit, but yes.
You don't have. Oh,
I don't-
okay. Sorry, that's my bad.
I have thieves' tools, but I'd never had a disguise kit because I can just look like people, and so never needed one. Other than like for an outfit, which really I should have just brought. Should have just had it for the outfit, I suppose. But yes, a disguise kit is something I need to purchase. Again, one of the boring things I need to buy.
Okay, so you have this meeting. You have this discussion about basically having a heist against these people that you believe are swindling you out of gold for their extortionate prices of goods. So you finish the meeting and you can do what you wish after that. It's evening, so you can either retire for the night. It's totally down to you. The next day, you can take the option to do your observing, have a look at stuff. It's totally down to you. We'll do it. If you're not going to do anything, to say this day he's not going to do much, he's going to take a rest day, whatever, and we'll just skip through to the days that we actually need to do. So this evening, are you actually going to do anything in particularly worthwhile, or are you just going to enjoy the night, have a drink, and retire ready for the next morning? Anything in particular you'd like to do?
So I'm going to go to the other tavern, which I thought I had written down.
No, we didn't write down because I never told you it.
There we go then. Yeah, I'm going to go to the other one just because it's going to have a slightly higher clientele. And my thought process is I'm more likely to be able to hit the amount of gold I need in a week from performing and stuff there than at the lower one.
Right, how much gold do you need to hit?
He said it was 1,000, didn't he? So I need. I mean, ideally, I'd like to get somewhere between 800 and 1,000. And I managed to get silly amounts from my first night at the lower tavern. So
I do have 2,000 gold. Should you need anything slipped your way after you've done your performing?
I don't know that, so that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah, fine.
So just tell them when to stop. Amy, just say stop whenever you feel like it.
Stop.
Okay, so the tavern is called the Angry Ape.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, so you go up, you go to this middle class style tavern, and it's called the Angry Ape. So a little bit of information: the Angry Ape is owned by a divorced, angry human and their son. They're both members of. Well, they're both. The son is like, I would say, he's not a human. He is a half Goliath, half human type race. A half Goliath, if you want, if I wish. Arian, you would know this. In fact, roll me a intelligence check. Just straight up intelligence. See whether you know this.
Oh, that's not where I wanted to do that.
Tell what it is.
That'd be a 2.
Okay, so this is what you know. So you wouldn't know that. Okay, you know that one of the owners is hiding, but you don't know what for. You know that the other one secretly runs an illegal club, but you don't know what. And it tends to be, you see a lot of people going in and out of the tavern, not necessarily buying drinks, but they just like go in and they disappear, and they come out like later. One of them used to study at the Sylvanus Temple, and that's all you know about that. So the barkeep is a male elf, and the clientele, this is more for you. So it's a peaceful place in the tavern. There's, I would say, nearly to a dozen people that come in on average. They're quite private affair, private conversations. And you do notice that there seems to be can I say it, a wizard that comes in, and he tends to. This female wizard sells discounted magical items. Like sits in the corner, sells magical items. I'm not going to go through the whole list of stuff that they have to sell at each because I did that last session and that was a long list.
That's cool.
But yeah, so can you roll me a performance check, please, to see how well you did tonight?
Yeah.
And we'll see what goal you can acquire.
16.
Cool. Cool. So that night you earn yourself 200 gold pieces. Because you did amazing well, almost as good as the previous night, but not as good. Do me a perception check.
That'd be a 14.
Okay. So you see a group of people come in. They look a mixed class. So you see, in fact, we were 14. So yeah, I'll go to that in a minute. You see mixed people come in, like different class, lower class, upper class, and middle class. They all come in and you see them, they give the owner a nod. They go along and they put what seems to be like a token on the table, like a coin, but it's got a hole in the middle. And he kind of gestures them back, pulls a curtain. They go into the curtain, they disappear. Now, when the next group comes in, you notice one of them being a Kenku fella wearing a monocle, a tall top hat, and a waistcoat. And he's swinging a cane, and behind him in chains is a Goliath, huge 7-foot Goliath. Hands shackled. He has a metal collar with a chain that goes round to the back of his waist, and is tied around his waist, and he's being kind of shoved by I just rolled to see what this is going to be. By a halfling with a stick, pushing the 7-foot Goliath with a stick. And he's like, "Oi, go on, move forward, you!" Jabbing the stick, and this Goliath doesn't say a word, just grunts. And the owner looks quite. And opens the curtain, and they go behind, and they disappear behind the curtain. That is what you see there. Whether you wish to take any action on that is totally down to you, but that's what you see that night. And then you earn your money, and if you wish, you can retire and have the night to yourself.
Yeah, I will probably just grab. Well, I will gather the gents back to my room that evening. I don't know if this is useful, not useful. I think there's some shenanigans going on at the other pub. Oh, tavern, sorry, should I say, the Angry Ape. I did spot a Kenku. I don't know if it's your Kenku, Vex, or a different Kenku, but he wears a waistcoat, top hat, and a monocle, and walks around with a cane. Not chain, sorry, walks around with a cane.
Yep.
I don't know if that's your Kenku. I don't want to stereotype Kenkus, but I just thought
that does sound like the way that the Kenku was described to me, to be fair.
But they had a big Goliath in tow. Again, I don't know if that means anything to you, and I'll give like a brief description of the Goliath to Fangar. He was completely chained up, being shoved around and poked in the back with a stick from a halfling, which I thought was quite an impressive feat, although to be fair, it was a very long stick. And yeah, there's a curtain that only a select group of people seem to be able to go through. So if they've got a big Goliath like that, it's either got to be some sort of slave trade or some sort of fight club. I'm really hoping it's a fight club.
Vanguard's eyes sort of peek up at a fight club, being like, "Yes, I hope it's a fight club too. I really hope it's a fight club." Should we go have a look?
Vex, you've got connections, right? Should we rob them?
Yeah, I can probably find out what it is. Yeah, sure. I can ask around.
Cool. Well, I'm going to enjoy this small keg of beer that I bought downstairs from my good mate Barry, because we love Barry. I feel like Barry is not the one we spoke to last time. I feel like Barry was the grumpy one. Pretty sure Barry was the grumpy one. So I will make sure Barry
It's a good one.
extra for giving me a small keg of beer.
Okay, he just says just drop him a couple of silver
I give him a gold.
for that. Okay, cool. And that makes him happy. He doesn't want to eat you today, so he's happy. So yeah, so you are all going to retire for the night, or are you going to try and investigate this place, Vex?
I need a long rest.
Okay, so with
we can always
that,
check it out tomorrow.
okay, so that you all have a nice peaceful sleep. Apart from Vex,
Motherfucker.
Vex, what is your passive perception?
My passive is 13.
Yes, I thought it was.
Mother, what am I about to lose?
Well, is Vex
Okay.
in which room? We didn't do the room assignment, did we?
Yeah, maybe I'm not in that room.
Or maybe I'm with him in that room.
What was your passive perception?
Well, I've got the alert feed, so that helps.
That means that you cannot be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. You. So, Vex, you wake up in the morning and nothing seems out of place. Everything seems fine. You get dressed, you go downstairs,
I mean,
and then you put your hand in your pocket,
Oh, motherfucker.
and there is a letter.
A letter.
Yep. It has a symbol of the humming veil on it.
Yep.
And it says, meters.
Cool.
It says meters, and then at the bottom it says, we'll find you, you won't need.
Well, I'm not really meeting them if they're going to find me. I feel like they're meeting me.
Maybe it's a cousin of Meet Us.
Yo.
I was just about to say that.
Maybe.
Where's Pip? The spider's got the egg.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. I think I know what
Okay.
this is about. I think I know how to play it off. Yeah. So, okay, yeah, that's all good.
So,
Okay, I assume has everybody else come downstairs to see me to wake up?
yeah, everyone's awake and everyone's downstairs getting ready for what shenanigans you have planned for the rest of the day. But you actually walk down the stairs, you kind of put down there, see this letter.
Right,
Or
guys.
warning, should I say. It's not.
I have received a letter from potentially very unhappy people. We recently sold some gems, some of those low light stones, and I may have made them look a little bit better than they actually were. But I reckon I can play it off as that I did sell them top level shit, and someone else has like swapped their bags out and stuff. I reckon I could probably lie about it, but we'll see. We'll see. So the question is, are you guys okay if it does go wrong to keep me alive?
I mean, define keep you alive exactly. I mean, are you expecting a fight? Are we having to run?
They might try to kill me, so I'm just thinking. My intention is to go to their base of operation where I met them last time. I'm just going to ignore the fact that they said they'll find me, because I'm going to do it on my terms, not theirs. I'm going to find out what the issue is. I'm going to see what happens, and you'll all be ready to strike if needs be. If I can talk my way out of it, then it's all good. We'll be ready to go. If I can't talk my way out of it, then I might need some assistance.
I mean, I'm quite good with words, so I'm happy with that. How many people are we meeting? Just out of morbid curiosity.
The idea is that they're going to come to me, but I reckon if we approach them, we might have to wait around a bit. But I reckon there won't be too many there. Hopefully, the last time we were there was 2 of them, so I reckon if I approach them early enough, they will bring whoever I wronged, and it'll all be good.
How badly did you wrong them?
So I made, you know, the bag of low light stones.
Mm.
I made them look a little nicer than they were for about 8 hours. So for 8 hours, they thought they brought some really nice stones, when in reality, they brought some nice stones, but not really nice stones. And so overpaid me a little bit for said stones.
Yeah.
So
How much?
they might be annoyed. About 75% more than they were going to pay me.
75.
Yes, well, the spell made them look like they were worth double, but I took 75% higher, and to be kind. So
To be kind.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So
I mean,
well, here's the thing: they had the stones for 8 hours after I gave them to him. So for 8 hours, they knew that the stones were good. So I reckon within that 8 hours, I could probably make up some shit about how they were stolen, and that it's not my fault.
stolen doesn't feel like the angle.
Stolen,
Still
swapped.
have them.
Maybe they did something wrong with the stones and it like lost their power or something.
Feels like a better angle.
Like
Because to steal from a thieves guild feels like a bit of a stretch.
you would be
Out
surprised.
In the mountains.
It is a man world out here. But yes,
That's
there's probably
fine.
not a lot of other thieves guilds. I'll come up with some bullshit when we get there. But I reckon we should go now and confront this and get it out of the way with.
Vex. We could pin it on the Kenku. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Literally.
We could try and. pin it
Well,
on
it sounds like
somebody
I will
else.
stay here, yes?
Nope, you're coming with
Oh,
it.
why would you stay here?
Well, 2 birds, 1 stone.
No. We need you, Bird. Come on, what are you doing?
Well, I thought you were gonna hit me with a stone, so
No,
I thought I
You
might
were a
as well
lizard.
stay here, yeah?
No. We wouldn't hit you with a stone. That'd be insane. Hit you with a sword.
Fine, we'll come. Well, I'll come with. I can't obviously speak for Vanguard.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that was simple. But part of me does feel like you should reap what you sow a little bit. If you're gonna mug someone off and stick around long enough for the consequences, then
Well, I didn't realise they'd find out. But again, they also are thieves, so
should have seen it coming.
should have really seen it coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go back and see if I can weasel my way out of this one. I've done it before, I'll do it again. Let's go.
Cool. Hold
Trevor,
that
guys.
thought. I'm gonna go get another small keg of beer, but like small enough this time that I can like comfortably carry it and decant from it as and when required.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, you can quite with the gold you gave him, you could take that and put that on your item list. Not a problem.
I will add small keg this time. Thank you.
Just remember, guys, they are
Yeah.
thieves, so hands on coin purses.
Mm-hmm.
Always
Yeah.
tap
What
in.
do you mean, Mr. Rengar?
You don't have a coin flip.
Just make sure they don't steal any of your shit. Oh, he doesn't have
Like
anything.
my feathers, yeah?
Yeah, keep them safe.
Yeah, oh, okay.
They'll steal the feathers off your back, you there bastards.
Okay, so you're going to make your way back to the location that you first saw the Humming Vale Guild. So you make your way down to the lower end of the town, and you make your way down into this dark room, and it's empty. No one's in there. You do see the sign for the Humming Vale, but it's empty. Now, what I want you to do is, I didn't actually anticipate this to happen because, me being me, I prep everything, but then give you completely other tasks to do. So, I'm going to take you to a page which is going to look very similar to a page you may go to in the future. So just try and forget it, okay? So, let me move you to it. Okay, so you are going to be in one of these buildings. So for now, I'm going to move you to... So it's just a room. It can be deleted.
Bye, Pip.
Oh yeah, and Pip needs to go as well. And then we need to bring out good old Arian. There we go. Cool. Right, so the entrance is going to be here. Now, we just freehand it because... So the entrance is going to be here.
Cool.
So position yourself in there, how you would enter, just for whatever's sake.
I'll be with Cock. I can't track my token though, Scott.
Well, that won't help, will it? Try now.
Thanking you.
No worries. Okay, so you walk in. Are you going to do anything before venturing in? So you walk in, you see the sign for Humming Veil, you notice the dark room's empty. What do you want to do?
Check for traps. Just in case.
Roll me a invest. Do me a perception check because you are looking to do a perception check because you're not investigating. See, it's not very high.
It's not very high, no. Thanks for telling me.
Okay, so you're walking, and as you're about to step off, so the door goes in. It's like a set of stairs going down into the room. Yeah, so it's not like level with the street. It's further down like a basement. As you're about to step down, you notice that the earth is that is all been marked out into some kind of glyph.
All right, whoa, hold up, guys. There appears to be some kind of glyph on the floor. Looks like they were anticipating us arriving.
What? What are you talking about? What is this?
There's a glyph on the floor. Looks like.
What does that do?
I'm not sure. I assume bad things because I've never seen a glyph do good things.
What have you seen glyphs do?
I mean, glyphs can do a lot of things. Some explode, some make you fall into. I mean, there's a lot of things glyphs can do. None of them have ever really been that good. So I reckon we don't stand on this floor until we find out what the glyph does.
It might explode, you say?
It might do, which is why we shouldn't stand on it. Or be near it, really. We should probably try and avoid it.
Yep, that's okay with me.
You want me to check it out, Mr. Vex? I know some glyphs from my mother.
Yeah,
I know this one, yes.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, if you can tell us what it does, Cock.
Well, I don't know if I know, but I will see what I know, yeah.
I'll see what I know. What are you going to go for, mate?
Well, basically check
Battery low.
anything arcane.
Okay, so do you have like an identify spell or anything like that?
No, I do have a decent knowledge about arcanes.
Okay, do me an Arcana check.
Charging battery. Charging battery.
Okay, so you know this is a glyph of warding. So you know that this could hold different spells. It could be any spell, depending on the level of the person who put it here. So it could be anything. It could be anything from an alarm spell to disintegration spell to dancing light spell. It could be anything. However, you look at this and you would say that the markings are no more than 4th level. Like the power of the spell is no more than like 4th level spell would be. No more powerful. That could be lower or higher.
Lower but not higher, yes.
No more higher.
So, Mr. Vex, I think this is quite. It can be quite dangerous. Yes, maybe not life-threatening, but still possibly very harmful. Yes. I don't know who this here, but someone who knows magic quite well. Yes.
I think.
Don't touch.
Don't touch. Maybe we should go outside and throw a stick at it. See if that sets it off.
Well, we can try. Yes.
Yeah. Let's go outside, and then find a stick and throw it at it, in the hopes that it sets it off.
Arian Vanguard, what are you doing right now?
Well, after hearing that it might explode, Vanguard sort of backed up to the door and was looking through, being like, "So is it going to explode or not?" And wasn't there someone in the store last time, like operating it? If we just walked in and decided that we're going to throw a stick through his store.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a store, and then in the back room there was a.
Rooms is completely empty. Nothing here.
But there
Well,
is a glyph on the
Mr.
floor. so-
Mr.
Still apart
Vanguard,
from the glyph on the floor.
maybe you can throw your boomer bar, yeah? And that will be able to come back, right?
That is a good shout, yeah. I'll throw the boomer bar into it.
Okay, let me just have a butcher's of what I actually did. I did do something. One moment. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There we go. So, you throw your boom bar, and as it lands, the glyph lights up. And all of a sudden, these vines break out from underneath the stone floor. Start to entangle,
come.
encase the boom bar.
That's it.
Roll me a damage. Do boom bar's damage.
We just find where that is. Oh, hang on. I've closed D&D Beyond. Give me a second.
While this is happening, Arian, what are you doing? 'Cause you kind of moved quite far back, aren't you?
Yeah, I didn't like the idea of an explosion, and considering apparently I have to save Vex, I figured that I should be further away.
Okay. Vex, so you say come, the vines start to encroach over the top of the boom bar. And the boom bar goes straight through. Makes a hole as it comes straight back to your hand. And the vines just... So it's like, you would recognise this Grandacock as an entangle spell.
Well, that
Arian.
makes a lot of clear, yes. This is clearly an entanglement spell.
While this is going on, you, Arian, you hear above you a sound of something scurrying above you, and then you feel like the top of, like, you know, like when loose rubble falls off like a roof, kind of hits your shoulder.
Mm-hmm. I will quickly
Would-
glance up and, like, if I have to take like a couple of steps, like back this way, just to see like better onto the roof.
You take 5 feet back, and you look up at the roof. You look at, you see these figures dressed in black, and I want you to all roll initiative for me.
Ah,
La, 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 la.
Well, actually, don't roll initiative for me yet.
Okay.
Wait.
Are they just attacking us?
Is it just me? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no. It's the Mask of Zorro. It's multiplied.
So, you see these figures on the roofs, Arian, and they look like they're watching you. They haven't got any weapons drawn at the moment. But as you clock eyes, he looks at you. He looks across over the other roof and kind of gives a nod. You hear like a hummingbird hum. Oh, and then they kind of all look at each other. You've got one thing you can do now before it could escalate or de-escalate.
Cool. Just real quick, who is it that I can actually see in terms of on the rooftops? Am I?
You would have noticed, and as he hummed, you would have seen all of them. So as you look up, you would have seen him, and he would have looked across the roof. So instinctively, you probably would have looked where he looks, and you would have seen these 4 people on these roofs watching you.
I will just shout out, Vex, I think we found your friends. We're friends. We were summoned, and just kind of like hold my arms up in a, like, I surrender. Please don't hurt me, kind of way.
Did I change the way that I looked when I went and dealt with these guys the first time?
Did you change the way you look?
I
I
can't
don't remember.
No,
Because
I
if
don't
I-
know if you did or not.
Because if
I
I
think you did.
didn't, then yeah, it's cool that they found me. But if I did,
I don't think you did. I don't
Calling
think you
shit.
did.
if I didn't, then it's cool. If they did, I'm calling shenanigans.
right. Pause the game. We'll go back and watch the previous stream.
However,
See you before
however, Vanguard was with you.
Yo, shit. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
That's your reason Vanguard was me. Doesn't even matter.
So if in doubt, Vanguard was definitely there because he was very confused. So yeah, so Arian shouts this out to you. You all have an opportunity to respond. Even Vanguard and Cock, if you wish.
Cool. I'm gonna shout out. I have a letter, and I want to deal with this now, so that we can clear up any confusion. Because clearly something's gone off, and I kind of don't like having knives in my back. So can we clear this up, please? That's all I came here to do.
Okay. Vanguard Cock, what are you doing at this moment for...
Well, Mr. Vanguard, go.
I was just going to say, these are Vex's kind of people. Should we just let him take the lead and let us know what to do? Because I don't know what they
Okay,
can
as
do.
you say that, the building here, the door opens. You see a gentleman walk out. An old gentleman wearing like a velvet robe that's all blue, dark blues and purples. And he's got like a bandana, not bandana, a called bandit kind of V-shaped triangle thing, can't think what they're called. Face covering.
Mask.
He's got that up and he's got like mask, yeah. And then he's got like a bowler hat on with a really luscious coat, and he just walks out to you. And he looks like a human. Okay.
I look at him and just like holding it over. Did you give me this?
Yes, you and your companions have caused a bit of trouble for me.
How
want to...
How so?
How so? Well, those gems you gave us. Or shall I say, the gems that we managed to settle the trade deal.
Yeah,
We sold them for you.
Were you not happy with the gems?
Well, our customer was not happy the next morning when he looked into the bag and found they were less valuable than what they were bought for.
What?
However, it wasn't so much that bothered me. We can deal with... I don't like silver-tongued idiots. I think they can outwit my members and natural one on persuasion checks.
Well, whatever do you mean?
We had a bargain, we had a deal, yet you somehow talked around money, making it less payable to us for finder's fee. This is something which is never, ever acceptable. Not while I'm around and the Humming Veil operates here.
So, hang on. So, for the finder's fee, for setting up the deal, you are angry at me because your men accepted less money.
Precisely. My men have been dealt with, those who failed to keep to their bargains.
Yep, that would be the sensible option.
Now,
to deal with the men that set up the deal.
It's time for you to repay what is owed.
Okay. So this is a matter of gold then, I assume. Understandable.
Well,
Clearly I'm dealing with a naturally intelligent member of the group now. So, sure, if you would like some more money for setting up the deal, then that is entirely understandable. It's not my fault your men were foolish enough to accept a lesser deal. Clearly you are not so foolish. So, what are we talking?
He thinks, he obviously knows that you're not disrespecting him, but obviously he goes,
no, I'm disrespecting the foolish men that he hired. You're gonna
precisely, and they have been dealt with, and they will not be seen from this town again. Now, as for the finder's fee, you made a good deal. 500 gold, and I'll overlook what you did. With the condition that there is something else that I wish to speak of you.
So 500 gold and something else. See, it's
a job.
A job. Okay. Well, tell me about this job.
I'm not comfortable talking where ears may hear and mouths can speak. I will send you the request if you agree to it.
Now the thing is, you are asking a fair amount there, the finder's fee and a job. See, yes, understandably, you are upset that I was able to sweet talk your men out of paying them a little less for the finder's fee. But again, that's more on your men than it is on me. Now, I'm happy to rectify that. I'm not looking to make enemies of the sort. But asking me to do a job, when I'm asked to do a job, I get paid for those jobs. I do not pay people with that job.
Okay, you just hear a shoo as a hand crossbow from one of the guys on the roof fires it above your head, and he kind of looks up at him and he looks and goes, "Now's not the time. Refrain from shooting. I don't know what to cause a scene here."
So, whoa. That was a little bit dishonourable of your man to initiate fight. Do all of your men act without instruction, or is it just him or her, whoever
I
they
would
are?
say that they are keen.
So
They don't like when others encroach on their territory.
no, and I'm certainly not encroaching on anybody's territory. I sold some gems. Then your men,
Well,
who have thus
well-
far proven unworthy, clearly they
They're-
can't follow any
I would
instructions.
I would say they're a little bit more annoyed at your recent project.
Ah. Now, you were aware that I was planning to include the hummingbirds, right? Or was that part left out?
Well, among other things, and maybe a bit of a backstabbing here and blaming us for your actions,
The thing
which
is,
has left a sour taste in those that heard.
when you
conversation.
plan a heist, do you not consider all possibilities, at least at the initial stage of planning? Do you not consider
Yes.
who you can turn to and who you can turn against? Throwing
I
around
do
ideas is very different to acting on them. We were just considering all possibilities, as I'm sure you would as well.
Roll me a persuasion with advantage. He kind of like scratches his chin and goes, "You're very right. You do have to have scapegoats or plan for circumstances which may not be thought of at the time. But I'll tell you what, 500 gold, this job will be worth your while as much as is mine.
So this
I
job,
can assure you of that.
we get paid for as well as you.
I wouldn't say get paid for. I'd just say it's do this job, and there will be no involvement on your said project or interference.
So we do a job for you. I pay you for the mistakes of your men, and then you leave us to our little thieving afterwards.
Precisely.
You
Think of it as payment for operating on our territory.
And that is entirely fair. However, I will have to consult with the party before making any final decisions. I am in agreement, but I do want to check with them if that is okay with you.
Take your time. And he kind of turns, looks at his men, and points at the one that fired the shot. And when you look back again, he's no longer there.
Okay, guys. So these guys are willing to look the other way for work on their territory as long as we do a job for them. What do you guys think?
So was that all in common or was that in Thieves' Camp?
That's all in common.
Okay.
Everything that was said, you could all hear.
Okay, I'll be like, well, I mean, the thing about their men fucking up, that seems like a them problem and less of an us problem.
But
So
what has been said is that they're not going to interfere with us on our little caper, should it arise. So, although the issue is, I need to ensure that his men can be trusted, because so far they have not shown that they can be trusted. I say that loud enough so that he can kind of hear what I'm saying. So
He hears you. He hears you.
so I mean, it's up to you guys. I can pay the finder's fee that his men lost. And then I can, well, I suppose we would have to do the job for him. But then we could do our own caper free of any issue from his part. We might be forced to do that, otherwise we are going to possibly be interfered with.
Keep it going. We're not going to pay for them fucking up. I mean, even if we do the job, can we trust them not to interfere? I mean, they are the Thieves Guild.
Yes, and I'm also part of a thieves guild, and you guys can trust me. As Pip's mother said, I'm the most trustworthy person she knows.
Did she? Do you know Pip's mother as well?
Do you know her as... I'm sure I've met her once or twice. Sure.
How come I've not met her yet?
Oh, she's a lovely woman. You'll meet her at some point, I assume.
When did you meet her? Because we met Pip at the same time.
We did. She came for supper at some point. You were asleep.
Oh.
I think it was when we were at Henry. It must be.
Yes. We met for food. You were asleep. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
Oh. I'll have to talk to Pip. He should have woken me up. But yeah, I mean, it does seem like a them problem.
It is kind of a them problem. What if we find out what the job is first? Although he does need to go somewhere a little more private to say that.
Miss Ariane, what do you think?
Oh, she's not been listening to this entire conversation. She's been hopelessly winking and making kissy faces at these two people down here.
Okay, if you're doing that, I'm gonna have to roll for that. Roll me a.
Well,
you know what time it is. It's blah, blah. Oh my god, I feel like I've wrecked my voice since Friday trying to do this similar voice for Petunia. It's the technical difficulties fairy. She used to be Irish. I don't know what's happened to her accent. Oh no, he's fully gone. Cool. Bear with, we are having some technical difficulties, and I cannot do the technical difficulties fairy voice. So hopefully Scott comes back soon. There he is. He's loading in.
Yes, I am back soon.
Hey.
so we had difficulty with the technical difficulty fairy, yeah?
Oh right. Wow. Okay. Can I do? You roll me a d20 with your charisma modifier.
I would love to. My character sheet is refusing to load, so I'm going to have to do this
Yay!
manually.
Technology.
Just the mods, yeah?
You have plus 20 charisma, right?
Yeah, that's
22
that's
actually.
what I heard. It's 21.
Yeah. So you're kind of like Arian doing what Arian does, where she kind of gives them a bit of a, and like, yeah, a bit of flirtatious looks. And these two guys, you know, they kind of lower their guard. They lower their guard towards you, and you would say that one or two you could escape this way easier than what you would the other way, if you wish to escape, because they are now a little bit. They're not charmed, but their guard is lowered.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I just whisper something. Finger. Mr. Get out of here.
I'm sorry, Grant, but you're going to have to say that again. I think there's some kind of connection issue through magic in this space between us. I couldn't really hear.
Well, in that case, I will get on his shoulder and whisper into his ear. Yes.
Yeah,
You
hopefully
can
the
whisper.
reception's a bit better here.
Do we want to get out of here, or what do we want to do? Do we want to talk? Because I see Miss Erin doing all kind of stuff over there. And if we want to go, I think I can throw up a distraction or something.
So I look over and see Arian making faces. I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure what she's doing either. Maybe we just wait to see, let Vex lead. He knows what's going on. I think they can speak some kind of weird language. Don't know really what it sounds kind of like, you know how dwarves sound when they have a cold, but I don't know if you didn't understand it. Maybe we wait for a second. But if shit goes bad, if you see me attack someone, just start throwing everything you got. and then we're gonna run.
Well, I like this idea very much. Yes, let's see what happens.
Me too, actually. I kind of hope it happens.
I will stay. I will stay on your shoulder if that's okay. Yes, to a clear
Yeah.
view of everything.
It's not true, but you
We're
stay
gonna-
there. You stay there.
We're gonna get pelted with arrows before we even leave.
Well, Mr. FX, I don't know if you remember the last time we faced the golem. I can make us not be visible.
True. Okay, team. We need a final decision. Either I can pay this guy and we do a job for him, or we take a more angry approach. I feel like my talking would have gone to waste, but oh well.
Well, we leave it at your hands, I think. Right, Mr. FX?
I mean, I'm not believing it with you, to be honest. You know these people best.
There's just
Whatever you think's gonna work out.
there is a lot of them. And they're on the roof. And I'm not entirely sure how well you guys do with distance.
I have a crowbar.
True. But also, the room behind us is empty and there isn't a glyph on the floor anymore. And I know you guys are up for running away, but what if we just pull back into the room and then they have to come through the door if they want us? And it's just a little bit of a kill box.
We could, but then are we gonna do the job?
I mean, it's up to you. If you guys are okay with doing the job, we can leave this without a fight, but which would be the sensible option. But of course, it's up to you.
We could potentially double cross them again on the
Don't
job.
say that out loud. But yes, always an option.
I mean, we could potentially double cross them.
Oh, he definitely didn't hear that, so we're all good. In fact, Scott, doesn't something bad have to happen now?
It does, yes. It does. It does happen. For the remainder of this conversation, they will not hear anything that you have to say.
Fantastic. So we don't have to pretend we're whispering anymore.
Yeah, you can talk now, and the guys that got bored of waiting for you to make a decision freely talk without anyone really paying too much attention to your words, because you're just basically talking bollocks, basically. That's what they think.
Okay, so I kind of like call Arian over and be like, right, there's two options of getting out of this. Or, well, three. There is the run away. There is they fall back into the room and make a kill box at the door, assuming there's no way behind us. Or there is the pay and leave. It's kind of a group decision, seeing as we're all kind of stuck in this mess now. So I'm willing to let the group vote. I am quite happy with anything.
Maybe we just do the job.
Can we get a
I think you should
sense?
pay.
Can we get a sense of this guy that's standing in front of us as sort of the leader?
Yeah. What kind of sense you're thinking of? Like what?
Billy
Well,
Bullock
do we?
hat.
Pretty well, what do you want to know?
Well, what he's carrying for weapons, for example. Do I get a magical vibe from him, sort of say?
Magical vibe. Do you have detect magic
Yeah.
by any chance?
Let me check.
You just want to use that arcana, don't you?
Why did you have to go and say that?
Yes, he looks.
I
like
would
a
say-
wizard.
Yes, a wizard. No. The overcoat is covering everything. It would conceal anything that he had on him. So if he was carrying weapons, you wouldn't.
Or-
However, this guy. Or
Sorry, no, I was just going to say, or a fourth option that I've just thought of: we bum rush the leader, pushing him back into the building he just came out of. Hope to God that there's no actual guards inside, and then
Take him hostage.
yeah, and then we get out that way. But the issue is, if there are people behind him, we fucked it. So it's really that's the riskiest option. But there are ways of dealing with this situation.
I
you
think
kind of
the
hear
money-
it as the gentleman who seems to be orchestrating this is getting impatient.
Vanguard just goes just aggressively back and then turns back to the group.
That sounds
With a
quite
cock on his
intimidating.
shoulder.
Does that not sound quite intimidating to you?
If you want to roll an intimidation check, you can by meanly do an intimidation check.
Aggressive coughing intimidation.
Aggressive coughing to
Yeah,
see if you
fuck it.
can. He aggressively coughs back, and you just get a death stare off this gentleman. He just like looks as if to say, "Excuse, what did you just do?" And he's not. He doesn't look very pleased. Trying to take the piss.
We are also in a city with lots of guards who we are trying to carry off a massive heist on. So I think a big fight in the middle of the street or a running chase through the city might
What
not
if
be
we all
ideal.
just start shouting help and bring the guards over, and then we look like the victims of a Thieves Guild attack, because we are definitely in the middle of an attack. Like we're in an alleyway. Perhaps we've been mugged.
Unless they're paying the guards.
Also an option. And if Scott hasn't thought of that, he might not have done that. But now that you've said it, that's it. Now he's got a reason not to bring other fighters in. You fool.
Vanguard's just
Well,
thinking about it.
I think we need to make a decision. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's.
Mr. Vex is
So, yeah.
for people, so
So let me know what you want to do, guys. Are you going for full front assault? Are you going to try and talk your way out of this? Or are you going to pay and accept the job? Or are you going to try and rush the leader?
So many options.
So many options that Vex has given you. What troubles he's brought.
Troubles. Bah.
Wait, pay and accept? I thought it was just accept and then that covers it.
Okay. I say to the leader. Right. My group have decided that it's kind of got to be one or the other. You could take the 500 and leave us alone, or we can do the job for you and you leave us alone. Unfortunately, they're not quite down for both paying and doing a job for you, which is understandable, considering it's again your men's fault.
He thinks, do me a persuasion with advantage because he is kind of. Actually, no, it'd be normal because of Vanguard's roll.
No, it's advantage.
That's right. That's right. 15's fine. So yeah, you kind of. He sits down there. He goes. Enough time's been wasted. Can't afford to keep standing here all day. Very well. Do this job for me. I'll waive the gold.
Brilliant. Where do you want to meet and discuss this job? Being as you're not
And
going
he
to tell
kind
me.
He goes, I'll send a word. Be assured you'll know by tomorrow.
Why can you not just tell me? The letter in the pocket thing, man. It's so cliche. Come on, why can't you just tell me? Jesus.
And he just walks back into the room.
Well, that
Door
was
closes.
rude. Honestly.
And the guards, the people on the roofs start to disappear, move away. Eventually, they move out of sight and leaving you now in a alleyway that's now clear.
Right, guys, that could have ended so much worse.
What a bunch of
It's really
spooky
well
fuckers.
Right?
well, now we can do the job tonight and just get out of. Yes.
And now the door opens. The door opens, and a woman and a Dragon Ball guard walk out. The woman looks at you, walks past, and out the way.
And the
Did we
Dragon
recognize her?
Ball?
Or...
And the Dragon Ball looked like a soldier guard as
so the woman just leaves.
the woman just leaves with his guard.
How
Well,
many
it's a good
people
thing
do
we
you
didn't
reckon
bum
are
rush the leader, because that could have been really bad if we'd have run in there and there was some other people.
Mr. Vex, didn't you say you needed the armor from the guard?
I mean, it was an option. We could just try and do what we had planned tonight for like 1 or 2 stores and then bounce. and get away as far away from this town as possible. It's up to you.
And with that, we're going to take a quick break. So, those watching, bear with us 5 minutes while I get a refreshment break, toilet break, and we'll be back within 5. Promise. It'll be 5 minutes. Not 15, 5. Hello, welcome back, guys and girls. Sorry it took a bit longer. Had to discuss a few things, and also D&D Beyond had a bit of a malfunction, so we'll just try to get that sorted, ready to jump back in. Thank you for staying with us. If you have stayed with us, you are going to be joining us, or if you're watching on YouTube, welcome back to the second half of our session tonight. So, what's happened? Well, the group have bumped into the Humming Vale Thieves Guild that operates in this area, and they weren't too happy with Vex. They have come to an agreement, better to say without spilling any blood. They want him to do a job. What this job is, we'll find out potentially by the end of the session. Maybe, maybe not. And now you guys are free to go. You leave, and you can resume your heist, or heists, depending on how you want to look at it. So, day 1. I would say now, as time goes on, you've got yourself sorted. Half a day's passed, you've got half a day left. What would you like to do in the planning phase of this heist? What would it, if you got the rest of the evening, what would you like to do? So if we go with Vex, who's the mastermind of this, you go first. Let me know what you want to do.
No, I spoke too much in the first half, and I want other people to have a go now. I feel like I've taken over.
No.
Okay.
So I'm getting around everyone. Everyone's going to have a go now.
Okay, as long as I'm not taking over, it's fine. Okay, so I mean, it depends what we were going to do. Like, if we're going to try and beat it, like, just get out of town now, then that's fine. If we're going to do the job for the other guys, then we have time to plan. So I suppose it kind of depends what we're going to do. I will just give both options, and then you can choose depending on what everyone else says. Okay. If we are just going to heist tonight, I will be having a last check, like up and down the streets, to see if I notice anything useful to me or to the group, ready for when we heist tonight. Or if we're not and we're having more time to plan, I'll be going and staking at one place. Like, I'll be coming as someone I've assumed the appearance of, like, having a walk around, leaving, changing into somebody else, coming back, having a look around, because then it doesn't look like I'm just constantly coming back to the same place, and just repeatedly checking up on the place, seeing if I notice that. But it's all, seeing if I notice anything about that one place throughout the night, until it gets to like a certain point of the night, and then I'll go to sleep so that I'm not exhausted by the next day.
Sorted. Vanguard. So you've got the rest of the evening to yourself. What would you like to accomplish? Is there anything that you want to do, or are you just going to wait and jump on someone else? Or...
I think Vanguard's probably going to go and check out Just going to take a casual stroll around town and just check out like the gates and just double check everything that Arian sort of told us, or I believe she told us, about how they're guarded, how often they're guarded, if they're open, what ones are open and closed, just double checking all that, as well as the general routes to and from those gates. So from like whereabouts the buildings that we're planning on robbing are taking place, and what the routes are like going to those gates, and whether or not perhaps, if making a daring escape, we'd have to find an alternative route. Just kind of maybe memorizing the layout of the town a little bit.
Okay, not a problem. Okay, Arian.
I will be resuming my position in the Angry Ape Tavern.
Okay, is there anything else doing that?
Just the usual performance, but I do want to keep an eye out for any other people that are using tokens to go behind suspicious-looking curtains.
Okay. And Grand Lecoq, what are you doing?
I want to check out the place with the shield.
Where do you want to check out, sorry?
The one with the sword, yes.
Okay, Sticks and Stones, you want to go there, yeah?
Yes, I just want to see the background, the backside of the building, because there was some sort of a pet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just to see whether the pet stays there or with the owner, or what's going on there.
Okay, so you want to go sticks and stones. Brilliant. Okay. Now, regarding Vex's question, as a group, so Vex, this is not for you, this is for the other three guys. What do you want to do? Do you want to do it tonight, or do you want to do it over a space of a week?
Well, I think we want to go in one go, yes?
Yeah, if we do it spaced out, people get suspicious. There'll be investigations. They'll start looking for people.
I think he means.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he means
the
do it
time in
either
between.
tonight or like plan it and then do it all at the same time at the end of the
Yeah.
week.
Oh, yeah, not tonight. Tonight is too soon.
Okay, so you're going to do it over a number of days. Problem. Cool. So, which place would you like to go, Vex? Because Cock's going to Sticks and Stones. You've got Gizzo's armor and shields, and you've also got trying to find Forta's Sorceress Arcana.
I'll be going to Gizzo's, please.
Gizzo's, okay, cool. Right, I'm going to do yours last. So, Vanguard, you take a casual stroll around the town. You see the comings and goings of cars, traders through the gate. You do see a few going up the mountain, not many. Obviously, those going up the mountain are either people like miners going up to Lowlight to do the mining, or if they're coming down, it's the tradespeople who are coming with their goods. Not very many people go up and down there. It tends to be like a big movement of goods and that come up and down. So what you do see, maybe like the odd, maybe relief worker going up to relieve some miners. Excuse me. So can you roll me a perception check to see what you notice about the gates?
Yeah. That is natural 20, but -1, so it's 19.
Well, you see something good then. I do like this new role, which is thanks for those who are not aware, those who are watching or watching YouTube. Jaden, who's also DMing, has given me an idea that whenever we roll a nat 20, I know it's not a success potentially or a fail on a nat 1. However, what we're saying is even if you roll a nat 1, you have a chance to pass still, but you get a more negative response to something that could happen. And with a nat 20, it could have a positive response even if you fail or pass. However, with a 19, you are in the observing guards. So you notice that the guards seem to have 2 to 4 people at the gates. Any given time, it changes depending on changeover and resting. You notice at the best time is in the evening. They seem to have a watch change. And during that time, there's only one guard on the gate. So at sundown, one guard at the gate, and you have a 10-minute gap where you can get out of there, or if you want to leave, there's a 10-minute window. Okay? You notice that the guards are the soldiers, the Dragonborns, they are they're not slack in their duties. They are very much on focus, on job. They are very good. They do check the carts coming in, they check people leaving as well, and they do a very good job of security here. But like I say, that one weakness that you've noticed, sundown 1 for 10 minutes. Okay? And that's at the west gate leading back out to the doorway. You know, as you walk around, there is like sewage grates around the walls. If you really want to, you probably could break one and crawl through. They are sewage, so it's not exactly the most desirable way through. What else you notice? You notice, actually, what I'm going to say for this, you spot the Goliath that Erin spoke about. And you see the Kenko fellow, and they seem to go into a house nearby the Angry Ape. And they head in there, and you just spot him out the corner of your eye, and they head into that house. Okay? It's not far away, it's like a few houses down. But you do notice what Erin said, and you now think, yeah, I know who it is. Well, I don't know who it is, but you know what they look like.
Okay.
That's you done. Arian, you head back to the Young Grape. Can you do me a performance check, please? And can you do me a perception check, please?
Of course. So, performance is a 24, and perception is an 18.
Well, first things first, let's get the best bit out of the way.
No.
Okay. Didn't think that was even possible.
You hate to
You
see
have a
it,
bad
people.
night.
You hate to see it.
You do. You have a bad night. However, you still pot about 24 gold. Okay?
I don't feel like my night was bad. I just feel like the punter's just shit.
Yeah, your performance is great, but it's not busy. But what you do see is more people going into the back. And this is the same time you see the Goliath leave, the Kenku. So it's kind of like this is the same time where he leaves and goes to the house. This is where Vanguard will see, you mentioned the house. He looks beaten. He looks a bit bruised. As if he's been fighting, almost. Okay?
Curiouser and curiouser.
And, yeah, and then money seems to be exchanged with the Kenko and the manager as they leave. So that's something for you to think about. Cock. Now, you go to Sticks and Stones and you want to do a scout of the place, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, do me a stealth check or deception check, whichever one you wish. Stealth to not be seen and deception to act normal as any talking rooster would be walking around on its own.
Exactly. It's a 24 for stealth.
Yeah, so you, as a rooster, aren't exactly noticed by regular people, but you are cautious, so you kind of like jump into like a basket of veg and then pop out and then scurry across, jump into another like hay bale, and you do like all these like combat rolls and what should I say, rooster rolls as you get to the Sticks and Stones, and no one sees you. Now I'm going to give you the layout in a minute if you pass this investigation check. As you investigate Sticks and Stones.
It's an 18.
Good enough. Right. Let me make sure I have Fog of War on before I go to this page, because last thing I want is for you to see everything. Okay, Fog of War is on, so I'll put you across to Sticks and Stones. 2 seconds. You across there. Nope, it didn't want to go. Come on. Okay, can you see my nice, beautiful map that I made for you all?
Yep.
Okay, so Sticks and Stones, you can actually see it is here. So you kind of look around and you look in, and this is the information you obtain. Now, with an 18, you can get a good look in the windows, and with the stealth check that you got, you're not going to be seen. So this is what you see. Whether you relay it back to your companions is up to you, okay? That is Sticks and Stone. Weapon shop. So it has a main entrance here. As you walk in, as you saw when you went in there originally, you got the desk at the front here, weapons racks, a couple of like tables, weapons on. And as you look through these windows here, you do see at the back is his workshop. Now there is a door here which I've not put in because he did have a second entrance, and that's the back of it. You notice 2 chests, 3 weapon racks, a furnace, an anvil, and like a box full of broken weapons. What you do notice, this door here, not only is it locked with a key, but it's also got a wooden, like what they call those big slats of wood that they slide down to bar the doors. It has that on it as well. So how he locks it, don't know, but it has that capability of having like a double lock. This door here, what you see see it seems to have a lock. Doesn't seem to lock in from the inside.
It doesn't have a lock, sir.
No, it's locked, but it's not double locked like the other door. Okay. So that's the information you obtain.
Do I see any signs of the pet that he let out the other day?
No, it seems there's no bedding in here. It doesn't seem like he lives in here at all.
No, he had a pet, right? A dog or something?
Yeah, but that's not with him. Okay, so that's you sort area. Vex, you're going to Gizzo's. Can you, like, how are you doing this then? Because obviously you have multiple ways of doing this.
It's a case of I'm going to appear, like walk past, see if I notice anything, disappear, come back as somebody else, whatever. And then probably as it gets quieter and later at night, I'm going to get closer and closer to looking, so that eventually I can start peering through windows and stuff when I notice that like the shop owners are left and there's no one around. Really.
Okay. So yours is going to be more perception. Can you do me a perception roll, please? Just the one, because.
Can I do it again?
That's fine. Okay, so it's not on the same street as Sticks and Stones. I'll put it here for convenience purposes. So just think of it like, you know, Sticks and Stones is there, then when you leave, you move, and then Gizzo's armor shop will kind of like be on this kind of path, but in a different location. Just because it's for convenience. So you notice the shape of the building, and in fact, yeah, you feel it. So you've been inside the shop before. That's a shop. So it doesn't seem all that spectacular. You see bits of armor. You do see at the back, it's got like they've got a furnace with sheets of plate that they're going to make into some armor or shields, and it looks quite basic. You notice there's a couple of windows. There's a double entrance, so you've got like a doorway here that leads into a foyer, and then you got like another door here. But that is it. That's all you see, and that's all you kind of. But there's only one way in. Okay. What we'll say is, doesn't look like they live here though. At night time, it gets locked up. So that is that. And then you retire for the night, guys. So the night's over. You are now free to do what you wish. If you're not going to sleep straight away, just tell me what you are doing. So we'll go back to Vanguard. Nighttime, what are you going to do? Are you retiring for the night, or are you going to do something else?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna sit in the bar, drink for a bit, seem like a casual kind of guy, and then head back to my room.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so have a few drinks, no problem. Just throw down. Roll me a. In fact, I'm going to roll it. 3 silver pieces. Okay.
Cool.
Okay, and Arian, you finish playing at the Angry Ape. You're angry because the punters are being wank. What would you like to do?
I'll go back to the other tavern. I will finish off my keg that I bought that morning.
Yep.
And just chill. If I see Vanguard there, I will happily go and drink with him.
Yeah, cool. Not an issue yet. So yeah, you see Vanguard have a few drinks, then nice quiet evening. Nothing really happened. You have the evening to yourself. What are you going to do, mate?
Well, if I get back to the inn, I want to see if Mr. Vex is around. I have a little chat about sticks and.
Okay, yeah, okay, so just hold that then. So Vex, you get the night time, you kind of finish your scouting out of Gizzo's armor and shields. Would you return back to the tavern, or would you head
Yeah.
to do some encounters?
I'd probably go back to the cavern now that I've done my scouting. And
Okay.
initially I'd be heading straight to my room, but obviously if I get caught by Cock, the chat, then that's fine.
Yeah, so Cock catches you. Yep.
Mr. Vex, we maybe talk a little bit in private. Yes, it's about a delicate situation.
Yes. We should probably find somewhere else, because the last time we spoke about a delicate conversation, we were definitely heard. So let's vamoose to somewhere else hidden, and then have that conversation.
It's a very good idea. You're a smart man, yes. And so you wanna go to a room, maybe tuck under a blanket.
Oh dear, that could be ended in so many different.
Ah, yes, a slumber party, the safest of places.
Well, I don't know what this slumber party is you talk about, but
I was thinking while we go find a quiet little place at the edge of town that's with no foot traffic, where we can actually see and hear if people are lurking, and then we're not going to be not going to be listened in on.
we're gonna check up on Mr. Pip, yes?
Yes, we can leave town and go to the woods and check up on Mr. Pip. Now that's using your noodle.
Okay, so
What's
you
this
spend.
noodle?
So you gonna venture out and see Pip, who's like, no, that's his other. That's how he talks. That's someone else. I'm not gonna do his accent, but he kind of like he's got a little pot going,
Just start
cooking.
every conversation with "My mama said."
My mother told me that if I stay out in the woods, I'll get a bit closer to nature. And so he pours like a broth. He's kind of tense. He's tensed out with Miss Shambles because Miss Shambles ain't feeling too well. He's got a bit of the spider flu. He's got a bit of a spider flu. And so yeah, so he's there. He's there with these spider-sized tissues, wiping its nose if it hasn't. So you go there and have this discussion in private. I would like to say you can have this in private. No one will be encroaching on your conversation.
Cool.
Well, Mr. Vex, it seems that we are clear to talk here. Yes. I went to this shop, Sticks and Stones, where Miss Arian found this nice looking sword, yes? And I should say I took a scouting on this place, and I noticed that this front door is very tightly locked, yes, with a big piece of wood, like a proper piece of wood, and the back door is not. So I think the back door is best to go in, and I saw some interesting in the back, yes. There were some chests, some other weapons as well.
I was actually checking out the other store as well, Gizzo's Armor and Shields, and with that one, there's no other way in other than through the front two doors. So they're probably going to be locked up tight. So it looks like it'd be a bit harder to get in, but we also wouldn't have a way out if we get caught. So we might need to keep that in mind when we venture forth to Gizzo's Armor and Shields.
Yes, I think it might be best to go there first then.
Yes. Or hit there last, maybe. It depends which one's closest to the exit. We should probably work our way towards the exit, and at least then we're close enough to run in case anything goes pear-shaped.
You must have done this before, yes. You think of everything.
Funnily enough, I do make a living of breaking into places and then getting out, usually without any trouble.
Well, this should be a piece of cake, yes. So,
I mean, yes, I would probably say that I've broken into many places and would find it quite advantageous to break into anywhere else. Now that I'm quite good at it.
well, marvelous then. There's only one place left to check out, yes.
Yes. Well, I don't think we should rob there. I think we should use some social stealth. And although the Kenku is in town, which might also work as a better cover for him being there, we could probably go in, assuming that he hasn't already taken the ring. I should probably go tomorrow morning to the store, talk about the grandkids, ask some questions, see if the ring or whatever is still there, and then leave and then come back as the Kenku in question, and then deal with that Or we should probably do that the day before, well, the morning before we do the actual heist. Is like the last thing that we do.
This sounds like a good idea. Yes. Maybe we should try and get some sleep tonight. So tomorrow we are fresh, sort of. Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
And maybe we tell Mr. Pip to get ready at the Western Gate. Yeah.
Yeah. We should probably tell Pip that we're going to be making a quick getaway. And wait, what's that, Mr. Pip? You want to give me all your gold? Well, I mean, if that's what you say, then I humbly accept. I really appreciate. I know you like keeping your money safe in the kitty, and I do. I am responsible for that. So yes, it's understandable that you'd like to give me all your gold.
And he does respond by, well, I tell you now, Mr. Vex, you are the most trustworthy person I do know. most trustworthy person I know. No, don't worry, Will, your money hasn't gone. It is staying on your account. So yeah, you have that discussion, and then you go to sleep. However, Vex, you walk into your room to go to sleep, and you find a note.
Well, at least they didn't fucking sneak it in on me.
No, they left it nice on your note in a swan form.
Ooh.
So, and you read it, and it is from the Humming Vale Guild, and it's in Thieves' Cant, so obviously only you can read it. So, it does say, basically, it's nothing really elaborate. It just says location, which I'm about to tell you now. When you can find the right page. Right, so it says location, Doncorn Point, Kingdom of Adorin. And it says elimination, and it basically says eliminate target. It says underneath the target's detail.
He's hoping it's that fucking Kenku.
Vigilant, female, lizard woman, golden eyes, green scales. And it just says eliminate her, and we'll call it quits. Signed, Humming Vale. No other reason, just that. So it's down to you now whether you carry out the wishes in however way you wish. But that is something for you to consider that needs to be done.
Cool. Just gonna tuck that away in my pocket for safekeeping.
And you wake up to a nice fresh day, guys. Day 2. Now I'm going to ask you the same questions again. Day 2, you've got a whole day now, so you can do 2 things, if you so wish. So, Arian, you first. You can do a morning activity and an evening activity. What would be your morning?
So for my morning activity, I want to go check on Henry and Freya and see how they're getting on. And then my evening activity, I will just rinse and repeat in the Angry Ape, except if I spot the Kenku and Goliath leaving again, or anybody else leaving through the curtain, I want to stop them once they're outside the tavern and just see if I can have a conversation with them about how we get in on whatever good stuff is happening.
Not a problem. Yeah, cool. Vanguard. Morning.
I want to see if I can. Oh, is it morning? I want to see if I can have a close look at that sewer entrance I found.
Okay.
Like, get to have a look around, maybe when no one's around. Maybe see if I can force the gate open a little bit, but not break it, but just make it so that I can access it.
Okay, yeah, no worries, yeah. And then in the evening?
And in the evening, I'm probably just going to walk around again and just keep trying to memorize the layout of the town.
It's going to be night 2. Okay, yeah, no worries, happy with that. And Cock?
I think I want to go with Miss Arian. Check on.
Okay, so in the morning you want to go with Arian?
And it's the evening. I want to go to Sticks and Stones again, but just before closing.
Okay. And Vex.
I'm going to go over to the magical store, whatever, and go in and
Yeah.
have a lovely chat with the lady, as I said I would beforehand.
Okay.
And then in the afternoon, I will decide after I've had that conversation about what I'm going to do.
No worries. Okay. Arian and Cox, you two have the same morning thing. So you go over to the Temple of Sylvanas and you are met by the sisters and they take you to Henry. Henry is currently in the back and he is still unconscious. The sisters don't know what's wrong. So one of the sisters turns to you and go, your friend, he is responding to Truman. He is medically nothing wrong with him, but he still has not woken. Our prayers, he's in our prayers every day to the Father and to after the Father Savannah and to the Mother Gaia, but we cannot do much more. He's still. And they kind of like bow their heads and they offer like a quick prayer to Sylvanas while you're there. Anything you'd like to do here while you're with Henry?
I will just like bow my head and stuff just out of respect whilst they're praying. I will sort of take a quick seat next to Henry and just say softly to him, I know you have suffered, and I know it is your suffering that is struggling you to come back, but for all that you have lost, there is still much to gain. You have a sister who loves you dearly, and who needs you now more than ever. Come back to us, Henry. And I literally just say just that.
Okay.
Give his hand a little squeeze, and turn round, and I will just politely leave like 5 gold pieces as kind of almost like a way of saying like thanks and here's some contribution towards upkeep kind of thing.
Cock.
Well, I don't quite understand what's happening. So Grant will jump onto his chest and peck at his head like, "Wake up, Henri! What are you doing? Wake up!"
Sisters go, what are you doing? Shoo! And they try to like shoo you away. Get off him.
Well, excuse me, it's my friend. Yes, I'm just trying to wake him up since you are not capable.
He's not asleep. He won't wake. He's unconscious. His mind is fixing itself.
Well, then do something. You were gonna make him better, or were you not?
Well, his hand is he's in the hands of the Mother and the Forest Father. May they guide him back to us and bring him back to the land of the living. Even though he's not dead. Shakai goes, no, he's not dead. Just back to us. Hopefully, he will return and he can continue his journey with you, with you as his guardian.
Do I still see the feather I left?
Yeah, the feather's still there. Feathers, you'll see every day these sisters, they bring in fresh flowers and the feather's like tucked in with the flowers next to him.
Well, I will leave another one, just so when he wakes up, he sees that we are thinking about him every day, coming by every day. Like, nice little gesture.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, you kind of like spend a bit of time with Henry, you know, just making sure he's okay. You have a few words with sisters. Again, they just say the same things, you know, with prayer he will come round, I'm sure of it. And you make your way and find Freya. She kind of like, she's in a room. As soon as she sees you, Arian, she's like, Arian! She runs and grabs you, gives you a hug. She's like, oh, I thought you'd left. I'm not, you know, because I spent a day, she thought you'd left. Oh, I thought you left me. Mr. Vex, he said that, you know, he would come for me and that he would not leave me. That he would train me in ways.
Indeed.
And I think you need to tell him as well. And she kind of like opens like a little box that she's got hidden in room, and she opens it up, and let me see how well she's doing.
Oh, damn.
So she kind of like, she opens a tin and she's got a few coins, like gold coins. She said, I found these, I've put them, stashed them away, I've hidden them. I'm getting really good at sneaking out at night. Tell Mr. Vex, he told me to keep practicing. I can get out I know how to get out the building. And there's a few rooms which I can get into now. But been caught a couple of times, got a bit of a slap around the wrist for stealing from the sisters, but yeah, I'm getting better. Tell Mr. Vex, I'm getting better, honest. I will be useful, I promise.
Oh, I will have a conversation with Vex. Don't you worry about that.
Oh,
and
I don't want to get into trouble. I thought you was all in agreement that I was gonna do all this with you, for you.
For is an interesting way of putting it. Maybe, to be quite honest, we've been quite busy, so it probably slipped his mind. To be honest, between me and you, he's been a little bit drunk most nights as well, so it's been kind of hard to keep track of him. Look, take what he says with a modicum of intelligence. It makes no sense to steal from the people who are currently housing you and offering you food and are caring for your brother. It is no way of saying thank you to those who are trying to heal Henry.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, go on.
Don't get me wrong, your skills, I'm sure, are very useful. I can only imagine what it's like being cooped up in here all day. But perhaps instead of filling your time with stealing and things where you could get caught and reprimanded, perhaps you should look for the beauty and the art in what there is around you here. There is always a way of soothing the soul and using your time to help those that are around you as opposed to just benefiting for yourself.
She kind of like drops her head and kind of like, she feels like she's been told off, you know, like a school kid when she's being lectured by her, like a head teacher. She's been taken to head teacher's office. Like,
as soon as she drops her head, I like put like a finger on her chin, like lift her chin up. I'm like, I am proud of you. This is a lot to have accomplished in such a short space of time, but just think about the actions that you take and the impact that it has on others. And remember, everything we're doing here is for the benefit of not just us, but other people. And you should also not forget about Henry and everything that you do.
kind of like, yes, yes, Miss Van. I promise I'll take what you say, and I totally understand. She was going to say something else, but after those words, she kind of like goes, yes, but please don't, I am coming with you, aren't I? I'm not. You're not leaving us behind.
Well, we can't take Henry as he currently stands, so we'll have to see. But I do have a present for you as a way of reward for your antics. And I just pull out a little dagger, and I hand her the dagger.
Okay, she looks at it and she goes,
"Get yourself into difficult situations, which, I mean, if Vex has had any kind of conversation with you, I have no doubt will be happening. You should learn to look after yourself."
And she kind of looks at it and she goes, looks at us. Well, maybe you can teach me how to use this. I know this bit, and she points it, like stabs a finger and she goes, this end goes first, but you'll have to show me one day.
Yeah. How about I come back tomorrow and we spend some time together learning how to use it?
With that, she smiles and kind of gives you an embracing hug and kind of like, yeah, please do. I'd really like that. There's only so much these sisters can do. They just tend to talk about prayer and make food, and I get bored of it.
Reasonable.
And with that, you kind of like, you leave to go do the rest of your stuff, unless Cock has any further input on Freya's antics.
Well, Lecoq is more thinking about Henry and his particular situation, trying to think of something to maybe get him out of this state he's in, yes?
Come back to you on that. So you guys spend the morning at the temple. Vanguard, you wanted to go look at the sewer entrance, yes?
Yeah. And may I also remind you
Okay.
that Freya also has a hand axe, so she's pretty well armed now.
Yes, she has a hand axe. Yes, she does actually, yes.
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
So she's level
I-
1 in thief, level 1 in the barbarian, level 1 in bard.
Well, I will talk to you about that at the end of this session. How I wish to go proceed, if that's the way you wanted to go. So, yeah, so you, Vanguard, you make wake for the morning and you head off to the town wall, and you look for vulnerable points. And you did notice the previous day there's a sewer where they, obviously all the crap and stuff go and leave the city into whatever goes. And you notice there's a couple around town. You go to one of them, you want to see if you can open it, didn't you?
Yeah, just open it, or at least open it without breaking it. Or maybe not like, completely shattering it, but maybe breaking a lock or something, or just subtly making it a bit loose and able to open.
Okay, so this... Just do me an investigation check quickly before I proceed with what I'm going to say.
Is a 1.
Gotta love those minus one. So you see the sewer, and it's, I would say, about... I'm going to say it's about 3 foot high. So you have to be a small creature to through. Everyone else has to crawl through. There's metal bars. Doesn't look like there's a way in through like lock and door means. It looks like it's been made and grated as it closed. Do me a strength check to see if you can manipulate the bars in any way, shape, or form.
$23.
You kind of walk up to the bars. Doesn't really open, but as you straining, you kind of loosen the top into the wall. And as you look up, you can wiggle it. And I think with that, you would know that you could quite easily just go and pull it out without actually causing any structural damage.
Just a 1 bar, yeah?
Just a 1 bar. Well, with that, you could do it probably to every bar if you wanted.
Yeah.
But as you go to pull them apart, that doesn't work. But as you do that, you do loosen it at the top, and you know that if you wanted to, you could quite easily just yank the bars out the grooves in the top of the wall.
I
Actually couldn't.
could spend a bit of time maybe just loosen them just a little bit each one. Just a little bit.
Yeah,
more.
sure. Yeah, that's strength check. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
I would say you
Maybe
loosen every single one.
Loosen them all, and then just leave them at that, and then
Okay.
leave that there.
So, yeah, make note that you've loosened them, which would make it considerably easier to remove if needed. So you've loosened. We're going to leave Bex in a minute because he's going to go speak to the lady. So, evening for you guys. Can I have Arian? Can you do me a performance, please, and a perception?
Yarp. So, performance, oh geez, 12. It's not going well. It's not going well at all, chaps. And perception is a 16.
Okay, 25 gold again.
Kudos.
Perception. Yeah, you notice more people coming out, and you start to notice that now you've paid attention to it and you are looking, you do see people coming out who are bruised. You see some that like got arms in slings. But then you do see a lot of wealthy people going in and out who are not injured. And again, tokens get put on the bar, bags of coins get exchanged. You do notice these.
Cool.
If you'd like to do, because I know you said you wanted to approach one of them.
Yeah, I was looking to see if the Kenku and the Goliath were about again tonight or not.
Not
If they're
tonight,
not,
no.
That's fine. I will go up to the barkeep
Okay.
Um,
So yeah, so you walk up to the barkeep, and a human man, and he goes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we've been so dead recently. I know you come really highly recommended. Here's some compensation. And he gives you 50 gold compensation.
nice.
Because you do highly recommended. I can only apologise that our clientele have been less than forthgiving with coin to you. Is there anything I can do for you? Drink?
Drink is fine. But perhaps there is something else. Obviously, my way of living is I have to make my coin each day, otherwise, I kind of spend what I earn, as it were. But my talents are not so limited to just vocal performances. I am somewhat trained in other things as well. I notice you have a lot of traffic that seems to come in and out, some leaving slightly worse for wear. I want in on whatever that is.
It can look a bit flustered. Like, I don't know what you mean. And he stutters and looks around. He's trying to think of a way to get out of it.
What
I'm
was
just
his
going
name
to
again?
roll Gavin.
Gavin. Thanks.
His name is Gavin de Grey.
Now, Gavin, and I don't even know how to explain this. Um, she kind of like leans across the top of the bar, like angling herself that the view improves dramatically for him, and just like smiles at him coyly. Um, she's like, "Believe me, it will be worth both of our whiles if I was to get involved."
Do me persuasion with advantage, because you have been there a couple of days now, and you've got a lot of evidence to.
That'd be a 25.
Yeah, he kind of like he keeps his composure. This kind of starts coming flustered, and he goes, "I don't think it's going to be kind of." Please, curses. I don't think it's going to be your type of thing. I mean, no offense, but this. I don't want to get you involved in something which you're going to regret. It's.
I'm not the one that's planning on walking out harmed. I have a guy for that.
Obviously, you want to sponsor a fighter.
I have my own fighter, yes.
Well, sure. I did not know you were the type. Okay, he goes, look, because business has been bad for you, and I'm giving you a bit of compensation, but I tell you what, come back either tomorrow night, we'll get you in, and he gives you this coin. It's like a silver coin with a hole in.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, show this to whoever's on the bar at the time. They will tend you to the back. Back there, we've got a basement, and we have like a little fight club. Nobody talks about it. It's on secret.
You wouldn't say.
And come in, and there is coin to be made if you put on a show and win. But just know that it's dangerous. People can get pissed off if you upset the wrong people. Also, whoever your fighter may be, better be able to take a hit, because there's some big guys down there.
I just smile at him sweetly and I'm just like, Gavin, have I ever upset anybody? And just like give him a cheeky wink, take my token, and just walk out.
Okay, yeah, cool. Happy days. Now, who's next on the list? Vanguard, you wanted the layout. Can you do me A? You do me. So you're going to be walking around. I just wanted to remember. So do me an intelligence check with advantage.
I was
I
going
know
to
it's
say,
not maybe your strongest suit.
but I am proficient in cartographer's tools, even though I don't have them. But surely being knowledgeable about maps. That means I have a large hippocampus, and my spatial awareness should be on point. What is it? Intelligence, where is it? There it is, at the top.
Okay. Okay. So I'll take the 16. And you know the Western Gate. You know there's buildings around it, and you would quite easily map your way through at night time and the day, because you are doing it at night. You can navigate to the gate without having to roll for this check. So you would be able to go, right, I can take you there without having to roll for navigation. If you was to lead the group, you would know exactly where to go. And if there's any shortcuts to take, you'd probably take them.
Would that include
Okay.
alternative routes, or would I have to scout again?
It'd be more of like you're running and then you kind of have to roll on the spot. So, that way, quick. But
Okay.
it'd be advantage. It'd be like,
Yeah.
It'd be a check, but it'd be an advantage to kind of, in the heat of the moment. No, because obviously, in your mind, you have an escape route. But if that was to go to pot, you need to think on your feet which way to go. So you'd have advantage on that roll. Okay?
Nice, thank you.
Not a problem. Cock. You wanted to go to Sticks and Stones before it closes, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so you enter. You go to Sticks and Stones, and you
I
see.
don't actually want to enter.
Okay.
I actually just want to look through the windows and see
Right.
where this wooden bar is before he closes.
So the wooden
And
bar
where
is in the corner, leant up against the corner.
And when the shopkeeper is closing up, I want to see where he keeps the.
Okay, roll me a stealth check and then roll me a perception check, please. Oh, excuse me.
21 for stealth and
So,
13
yeah.
for perception.
You can you're out of sight, out of mind quite happily. You look and you see him. He's not hiding it. He's not being picked up the bar. So he goes to the door, gets a big key, like a big, I'd say 3 times the size of a normal key, puts it in. So it's a big lock. Picks up the wood. It's heavy. It looks heavy. Even he struggles. Puts it down, slams it, and then goes to the back door, closes the back door, puts the key in, locks the door.
Okay, that's enough for now. Which way does he walk from the back door?
So he comes out and he just walks out this way and then up this dirt path to his house, which is, down the street. It's not far away.
Okay, that's all for me now.
Okay, cool. Vex, you enter the shop. Forta's Sorcerer's Arcana. And there you see the halfling Cora. And she's there, kind of like, with a duster. La, 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 la. And she goes, Lara, where's my tea? You said you were going to get me tea half an hour ago. Come on, Lara, now. Yes, dear, I know. But please, tea comes first. Dusting away. Here's the door. It's you. It's, I didn't quite catch your name last time.
Alfred.
Alf. Oh, I'm so sorry. You've caught us in the midst of a cleaning. Was it that tea you've come for?
Yes, I thought come for a jolly bit of conversation.
Oh, we're not very busy at the moment. We haven't been busy for days now. Please, come into the back.
Brilliant.
Okay, and I'm going to show you. There we go. So there is the layout of the Arcana shop. So she kind of summons you, and you see this is a 3-story building, by the way. So the stairs are locked, like it's a look like a trapdoor that they open to come down into the shop. She doesn't live here, by the way. but there is 3 floors. You have to find out what those 3 floors are if you speak to her. She goes, Lara, we've got a guest. Make that tea now. And you just hear him, I don't care. Get the tea. And she kind of gestures you to come and sit at a little table at the back of the shop. And she goes, Mr. Alf, I tell you what, I don't really get to speak to much people apart from Lara, and she's a bit simple. I tell you, she is a bit simple. So it's great to have you here. You do not know what a relief it is actually talk to someone.
Yes, yeah. I was just passing by and thought, I've not got anything else on. Why not come for a lovely bit of conversation?
You're too kind. And Lara comes in. She's this elven young lass, and she comes and pours this tea. Big on, Lara. Got guests. Can't you tell? And so, how's your day been? Has it been okay, Mr. Whatever your plural name is?
My name is Alfred.
Alfred?
Yeah, yes. It's absolutely divine so far. Had a lovely breakfast. Then went for a stroll and found myself here.
Oh, it's a good place. I love this town. This town is really, really nice and perfect place for a stroll. I must admit, perfect place, especially in the morning. See the sun go over that mountain. Melts my heart. It does. It melts my heart.
Yes, absolutely. Quite divine. Quite a divine sight.
She kind of takes a tea. So, please tell me more about yourself. Where have you come from? You're obviously not from here.
No, I've travelled quite far, to be fair. I'm a bit of a wanderer, you see. I just kind of go from place to place, and wherever the wind blows, I follow.
That sounds like my granddaughter, Joanne Barrow. I tell you what, she gets it all round. She's even been up to that place with that empire. Nah, I don't fancy going there. Apparently it's not as nice as down here. But yeah, Joanne, she's been around a bit like you. Bit of a light foot walking around the places.
Joanne has been round a bit.
She has.
Know that one, Dan.
And she starts talking. Is there any questions you'd like to ask in particular while you are here?
I was just going to inquire about the what was it? The Kenku fellow you mentioned.
Yes, the Kenku. I tell you what, he's a bit of a strange man. He is. He's a bit of a strange fella. Keys. He's a bit of a strange one. I said, Mr. Keys. He left that ring here. Didn't really say much about it. Just wanted it sold.
Yes, you you mentioned that he leaves a lot of items here to be sold on his behalf. Yes,
he deals with unique items, and he comes in here quite regularly. He doesn't live here. He comes here on business. Apparently, he has his bodyguard, this Goliath. Not very. I tell you what, those Goliaths, they scare my heart. They make me all shiver.
This bodyguard of his, is he free to roam, or is he a bit more tied up?
Oh, that's a funny thing. He always comes in. He always looks a bit pissed off, if you don't mind me saying. He seems to be not free, but he doesn't seem to mind. Like someone maybe who is not in slavery, because he does do what he wants. He does tend to walk around the shop his own free will, but he seems to be restrained for maybe others' safety, maybe. But yes, he's a bit of a strange one, like Mr. Keys. In fact, he actually came in yesterday and dropped off another item.
Oh, what did he drop off?
That's what I'm going to tell you. Because I wasn't planning on actually telling you anything about any of the items. So, because you like your items, Vex, you are going to get
I'm going to get this.
A chance to roll. Oh. No, you're going to get a chance to roll for this when it wants to load. Because it's being rubbish. Can you roll me, please, a D20, please?
14.
excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, he left this bag. A bit of a weird bag. He seemed to be able to pull lots of stuff out of it, but it's not big enough for the stuff that he holds. Not seen one of these before. He says it was some kind of magical bag of some description.
Ah, yes,
That
yes.
he-
I believe I'm familiar with the item.
Ah,
I'm afraid I might have some bad news.
bad news. That's not good.
No, it isn't quite, in fact, bad. Hence the word. Yes. You see, I may be a wanderer, but I'm also a bit of an investigator. I mean, I go where the winds blow, as it were, but I'm always looking for trouble. To solve things wherever problems may lie, and help the working man and woman. You know how it is. And I've been investigating this Kenku fella, and well, I'm not exactly sure he's up to scratch, if you know what I mean.
Not up to scratch.
No, not.
Why? What's he done?
Well,
come on, we like all the juicy gossip here.
Yes, but you have to promise not to mention anything to anyone.
Oh no, your secret's safe here.
Brilliant, that's good to know. So, I believe he may be into some nefarious businesses. I'm not entirely sure. I don't yet have the proof for all, but I believe that the gentleman that travels with him, the Goliath, I'm not entirely sure he's there of his own free will. I believe he may be more of a potentially a slave, potentially something more like a thrall, maybe something like that, perhaps. I haven't yet got the proof, and that's what I've come here for. You see, I as you mentioned, you've been having dealings with him. I thought maybe you could perchance provide me with some evidence, some more information. The items he's left you, perhaps. Maybe I could take them off your hands and use them as part of my evidence for my investigation.
Roll a persuasion check.
No. Please don't be shit.
I thought it'd be a 20 then.
Oh, can you imagine?
Oh no. Well, I tell you what. I don't want any business with him if he's going to be up to those kind of troubles.
No, absolutely.
Now, I don't know if this will help, but that bag that he did have, he did take a lot of stuff out of it, and he did say it was magical and having. Now, he might have left something in there. I mean, I don't know what it is. Maybe if you can, if he gets caught and he is doing naughties, maybe this will help. And she drops off, and she goes into the back and pulls out a bag of holding, and she puts it on the table and goes, "Now, I hope this helps your investigation. Please, if he is who you say he is, I hope he gets caught. And
yes.
Please don't just take this. I don't want to be caught. I don't want to be put into prison."
No, absolutely. No. Don't. I'm fully aware that you haven't had, or at least I assume you didn't fully know who this gentleman was, and you were just.
Oh no, not at all. No.
Extra trade. No, I do not blame you at all. Just to be on the safe side, perhaps any items of his that are here, you hand over, and then I can pass these on to the necessary authorities, and we can ensure that nothing falls into the wrong hands.
I can give this to you because it's not been registered yet. You only gave it to me yesterday. I've not had time to process the paperwork.
Ah, yes.
Other stuff, if it goes missing, it's my fault, and it can be linked to me.
Yes.
This, I can say it's been stolen, or Lara. I can blame Lara. Lara's a good one to blame, She's a bit ditzy. She's not all there. So I can blame Lara if I need to.
Okay, yes, okay. Is there any... See, I do need this evidence, because what I don't want to do is blame an innocent man. Maybe he has got all of these things legally, and I certainly wouldn't want to accuse him of something he hasn't done. And so I do kind of need to have these items as proof one way or another, whether he's guilty or not. Is there no way that I can take them off your hands?
Well, if you give me the proper paperwork,
Yes.
I can then if things were to happen and he was to come and question, I can say no. There's been an investigation and it's all being done proper. Then yes, then that would be fine. I'll quite happily give you the items that you asked for.
Yes. Of course. I will inquire with the guard and see if I can bring back a warrant.
Yeah, perfect. If you could give me that, you can have anything in this shop. I can get the compensation back from that.
Ah, brilliant. Yes, I will certainly look into it. I'll take the bag for now and have a look see if I can find whatever's inside, and then I will return for those items as and when I receive the warrant.
Oh, please, yes, please. I hope this helps you. I really do. Oh God, who would have thought today would have brought all this? I was here hoping that I was hoping that
I'm sorry to bring such a somber note. Thanks for the tea,
some
though.
people.
It was heavenly.
Oh, I tell you, the tea's lovely. It's from some local herbs that we've got. Tell you what, if you ever come back, I'll have to give you a batch.
Oh yes, well,
I tell you.
Whenever I return with the warrant, you can pass me a batch.
I'll tell you what, I'll go speak to my Lillian Cotton, my other granddaughter. Oh, she's beautiful. You like her. She's absolutely gorgeous. She is. She gets me the herbs, she does. Oh, she's absolutely beautiful. But it's a shame, though, because her sister, Ethel, she's not really that keen. She's a little bit, she likes a bit ruffle tumbling, like. And my accent's changing, so I'm going to shut up.
Yes, well thank you for the assistance. And remember, if the gentleman does come back, we'll keep this on the down low for now. I don't want him running off if he is guilty, and I don't want him thinking, that he's being blamed for something he hasn't done. So, best to keep this all quiet, and then one way or another, we can either hand him his items back if we find that he's innocent, and confiscate them if we find that he's guilty.
Perfect, yes. And she kind of like, you finish off your tea, and you leave with a bag of holding. Jammy change.
That's gonna be coming in handy on those heists.
Sorry, Scott.
You look at it, you rolled it to be fair, because that wasn't what it, yeah. Hey. It's palm parcel and D&D, innit? You roll it, you get it.
Bag of holding.
Cool. Right, is there anything you want to do for your evening before we wrap up tonight's session and get ready for day 3? No, I've kind of given myself a way of getting back to the items now. So I'm going to look to see if I can faithfully recreate a warrant throughout the night and spend some time working on a thing using a forgery kit to see how well I can do that. Okay, so you'd have to obtain a warrant first, copy. Obviously, warrant's different. So what you'd have to do is you'd have to obtain one. It wouldn't be too hard to obtain one. You could probably speak to the Thieves Guild for one, or you could nick one, depending on how you wanted to do it. So have a think how you like to do that for next session. But yeah, guys, you finish your day 2 of your planning and prepping for this heist, and you go to sleep, and there is nothing that happens during the night. You wake up in the morning ready for your 3rd day of shenanigans. And with that, we've hit our 3-hour point, and I think we're going to stop there and get ready for day 3 on our next session, because next session, I reckon, will be the heist of Vex's career. Potentially.
That we know of.
So yeah, so guys, as long as you're happy, we'll stop there if you're happy.
Nope. I think we want to continue day 3.
Yeah.
Play
Happy
forever.
days. Yeah. Guys, thank you all for playing. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did in DMing it. Always lovely DMing you guys. So sorry Pip missed it. I'm sure Pip would have had some stories that his mother would have had.
There's always the chance he returns for the heist.
It could be a chance he could return for the heist. Could be. But for me, guys, and those of you watching, those who just joined us, I'm sorry, we have just finished. However, please watch us back when this goes live to watch back. Also, a few announcements. Go to our YouTube channel, A Quarter Dice. We will be having the videos from tonight's session and the previous ones hopefully being uploaded by our team, Mr. Hubert and Jack, any day that they get free. So hopefully we'll get some more videos up on there, so please look at them. Also, Jaden, as you've probably seen, he's running his own campaign at the moment. So on our YouTube channel, we are going to actually upload his campaign on there as well as a third campaign for you guys to watch and enjoy. Speaking of his campaign, Jaden, do you want to just have a quick blurt about yours and then we'll wrap up?
Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, so obviously it's my first time kind of DMing, and I'm building that world, and there are some exciting things to come. Obviously with the story itself, and those characters that are held within, but also as I climb ever closer to affiliate, I'm going to be putting in some things that make the world a little bit more interactive. Eventually there'll be a Discord set up for you guys watching to join and learn a lot more about the world and how that works, and pretty much see all of the ramblings that I've written down about the world. We should also shout out the Discord for A Quarter Dice. If you are looking to play any one-shots, we are very slowly but surely... oh, okay. Bye, guys. See how it is. We are very slowly but surely bringing those... getting more DMs in to run sessions and doing those one-shots. So if you do want to play a game of D&D, potentially alongside one of us, or even ran by one of us, we will join that A Quarter Dice Discord, and I will link. We'll link it. We'll put a link in stream after we've finished up, that you guys can join, and then that gives you the chance to play along in the world of Gaia. That's what you get for making me speak when I wasn't planning on it.
Guys, thank you very much. Hope you all enjoyed it. Those of you watching playback on YouTube, hope you're enjoying the campaign so far. Please stick with us. We're going to be uploading more content. We're going to be watching these fabulous people carry out their players and kind of what their adventures. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what unfolds. It's turning out to be really enjoyable. And like I say, keep up the good work, guys, and you guys keep watching us, because you guys watching us makes us want to do better. So we'll catch you all next Tuesday.
Bye.
Ciao for now.
Yeah.